Jackson inside. He's got that burst. He's down the left sideline.
Johnson, you're not catching him. He's going to the mall. That's the wildest touchdown with an etch-a-sketch run.
Moore is off to the races on the simple option. Lintrell Jackson. He will sprint 4-6.
Going deep in the end zone. Touchdown.
High here in Jefferson County. It's been a tough football season so far for Gardendale, but you wouldn't know it today. Look at the excitement this afternoon at Gardendale High School. This is their pep rally. The Rockets believe, despite a troubling start to the season, this is the night they're going to turn it around. Hello and welcome back. I'm Matt Coulter on behalf of Jeffco Ed TV as we bring our 6th game of the week. Can you believe it's that far? And tonight, Central of Tuscaloosa travels over to take on homestanding Gardendale. One of the lovely things about Jeffco Ed TV I like being a part of is, we pay attention to the football, we do basketball, softball, we do all these sports, but we also take time to recognize some of the students in Jefferson County. So we're going to go from Jeffco Ed TV to AGT. Want to congratulate several of our students for making it into the semifinals of America's Got Talent this season. 4 Jeffco Ed students are part of the Birmingham Youth and Young Adult Fellowship Choir, which represented our community very well on the national stage. We have Summit Carter from Johnson Elementary, Haley Washington from Bragg Middle School, and then from right here in Gardendale High School, you've got Maria, George, and Simeon Washington. Our own Emma Owen had a chance to sit down and talk with these 2 outstanding Rocket students about their experience with AGT.
From Gardendale, Alabama to Pasadena, California and back.
I sing because I'm free.
Simeon Washington and Maria George have started senior year on a high note. Back in July, we watched as the Birmingham Youth and Young Adult Fellowship Choir stole the hearts of viewers and America's Got Talent judge Simon Cowell. He awarded the group a golden buzzer, which secured their spot in the live shows.
We gotta go to buzzer!
This is like a golden opportunity, and I don't know, it was, for me, I was so emotional because I've never had this experience in my life.
This golden opportunity, fueled by passion and earned through hours of hard work.
We had to attend AGT school for 3 hours each day.
And outside of schoolwork,
then we have to go to music, then we have to go to choreography. Oh, then we have a little break for lunch, and then we have to go right back to stage or whatever the case may be.
A packed schedule, but one Maria says she's grateful for.
Especially I liked experiencing it with, I call them like my little siblings, but the younger choir members, because I'm an only child, so just to have them, it feels good to, have somebody who looks up to you and depends on you and sees you as a good influence.
Special moments like these cherished by both Maria and Simeon.
For the live shows, it was just, we bonded a lot with the contestants, and you realize that even though with their talents, they're still regular people. It's like, even the celebrity part of all of it, it's like everybody's still a regular person. Like even Terry Crews, he's a nice man, but he's still a regular dude.
And while these students are no longer receiving pep talks from Terry Crews or performing for millions of viewers, the excitement does not stop here.
We didn't make it to the finals, but the 3 performances that we did, we touched hearts and we made people feel better and we made them feel good about themselves. So we did what we came to do, and we're still gonna do it in every performance that we have, but it won't be on AGT, but we'll still be doing our thing. So make sure you look at our performances and keep up with our calendar and stuff.
For Jeffco Ed TV,
why do we sing?
I'm Emma Owen.
Really nice job, Emma, and congratulations to those Jefferson County students for their accomplishment in going AGT. Hey, tonight's matchup, you've got Gardendale taking on Central of Tuscaloosa. You'd think this wouldn't happen, but this is actually the first time. These 2 teams, the second time these 2 teams have ever met. They did meet last year, and it was a wild one with Gardendale taking it 33-26. Tuscaloosa Central's head coach in his third year is Demario Pippin, and he returned to Central High School here in 2023. He played high school at Central for the Falcons. He was on the 2007 state championship team. Listen to all he's done. As a player, he received Max M. Fingers, All-American, All-State honors. Besides football, Pippin has coached track and basketball. He has also served as the athletic director at Eastwood Middle School in Tuscaloosa. Looking across the field, Gardendale's first-year head coach is Eric Firestone. He was named the head coach this year after serving 7 years as the defensive coordinator for the Rockets. Firestone was also an assistant coach at several schools, including Hazel Green up in North Alabama and Hillcrest High School right over there in Tuscaloosa. Our Chris Osborne caught up with Coach Firestone.
Chris Osborne here for Jeff Coed TV on the campus of Gardendale High School with first-year coach Eric Firestone. Coach, how's it going?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
So, Coach, I know it's been a bit of a tough year. So, about mid-season, what are you trying to do to get this season turned around?
Well, really just stay consistent, focus on the fundamentals. Our kids have never wavered as far as their effort and their tenacity and their preparation and practice. I'm really proud of the kids, but really just keep them consistent, keep the same schedule, and just tweaking the little things.
Coach, what are the bright spots that you are seeing with your team? Is it offense, defense?
Right now, our offense is kind of catching wind a little bit. They're getting their wheels underneath them. The last couple of weeks, we've scored at least 30 points per game. We're getting a little more consistent up front, and our quarterback play is getting a lot better.
Is this a young team? Do you have the future to look forward to?
Yes, absolutely. Well, we're a very young team. So I was going over with our offensive coordinator the other day as far as how many starts we have coming into the season, and we averaged two starts per game as far as for our kids. We've got 11 9th and 10th graders that are starting for us right now. So it's a young team. Future's bright. We knew going into the season that it was going to take a little while to get our feet underneath us, and it's kind of done that. But I'm super proud of where we are and where we're going.
And, Coach, just so the people at home know, this is not your first year at Gardendale. You've been here for quite a while.
Correct.
Obviously, you're playing a tough Central team. What are you telling the kids to get them ready for tonight?
Well, again, one of the things I'm going to talk to them before the game is, like, the last several games have come down to a couple plays here and there, and so I'm just asking them, hey, I need you to step it up for 2 more plays tonight. Just 2 more plays, and we're going to win this thing.
All right, Coach, thanks so much for your time. I'll let you get to your team.
Thank you, Chris, and as long as we've got you down on the sidelines, why don't we keep you busy? No football game is complete without the band, and Chris is about to introduce us to Gardendale's.
Gardendale are instrumental, pardon the pun, and it is led by the band director here, Mr. Jesse Taylor. So, Jesse, a lot going on. The band looks a lot bigger tonight. Tell me about that.
Yes, sir. It's our annual brag night, and so this year we've added 65 middle schoolers. We have our junior Rockette team, our dance team at brag.
And you guys have a really special halftime show, so give us a little preview.
So it's Divas Part 2. It's a sequel to a show we did in 2019. Some Dolly Parton in it, some Bang Bang, some pop music, some Taylor Swift, and then a little bit of like 80s, like Holding Out for a Hero. So.
All right, and we've got a special guest with us that has ties to this area, and she's holding a very special guest. Please welcome Miss Caroline East. Hey, Caroline.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. So first of all, tell us about this goat.
So this is Marty the Metal Goat. He is our band mascot. He's been with us for a while now. He hypes up our kids, and he's really important to the kids. And so whenever they see him, they just know to get hyped and have they would call it the Marty Party. When we have him around, we have a good Marty Party in the stands and have a good time.
And he just showed up, right?
Yep.
I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't help myself. And you have ties to a lot of things. You guys have a big competition coming up, right?
Yeah, so tomorrow we're attending a marching contest at Pinson Valley High School. That contest has been around for a while now. It's a really well-organized concert. We love going to it. I have participated in it as a student at Jeff Coed. Whenever I was marching at UAB, I participated as an exhibitionist. performed an exhibition, and now I get to attend as a director. And we really appreciate Keith Brandenburg for hosting us, and he needs to stay away from our goat and not steal it this time.
All right, thanks so much. Back to you guys up top.
Thank you, Chris, and we'll look forward to hearing you along the sidelines as our game progresses. By the way, speaking of the band, you can join and watch Gardendale, Chris just talked to him, with 12 other schools right here on Jeffco Ed TV, and that's the Valley competition at Pinson Valley High School. Live coverage will start tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Another cool story about another cool student here in Jefferson County, and that is Gardendale volleyball player. Her name is Merritt Beeson. Not only was she a standout here at Gardendale High School, but she also was the first pick in a volleyball draft, which is amazing. She still plays professionally, but when she is not playing professionally, she is coaching Gardendale.
Aim for the wall!
A local volleyball star returns home.
One of my big dreams was to start changing volleyball in the state of Alabama, and specifically here in Gardendale.
Merritt Beeson has two big jobs, playing professional volleyball and, in the off-season, coaching the Gardendale Rockets.
When I was growing up, it was not even remotely on my radar that I was going to have the opportunity to play pro here in the States. But
Coach Beeson graduated from Gardendale High School in 2021.
Aim for the wall!
She then made a name for herself nationally, playing at the University of Nebraska, where as team captain, she helped lead the Cornhuskers to 2 Big Ten Conference titles.
I didn't even know I could play volleyball until like 6th grade, and around the world, like that's a pretty late start.
Coach Beeson wants to change that, starting in Gardendale.
I wanted a lot of young girls to have somebody that they could look up to realize like, oh, I can go play volleyball in college and get my college paid for.
Her dream is getting girls on the court playing volleyball before middle school.
So I think for me, the biggest thing is just like bringing acknowledgement to the sport and getting more and more girls to see the sport, fall in love with the sport, and wanting to play it at an early age, but also like throughout their lifetimes.
Coach Beeson has a full plate, sharing her love for volleyball, exposing the sport to girls at an early age, and big dreams for the Rockets.
I want this program to eventually be like a state championship contending program, and I want that to be the standard. That's the standard that I'm holding these girls to. Freeze, 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 freeze.
Still in her first year as head coach, Beeson says she's been pushing players outside the box, whether that's technique, teammanship, or leadership.
And it's been a really fun season so far. I mean, they get better each and every day in the gym, and I'm really, really proud of them.
Reporting for Jeffco Ed TV, I'm Maya Pippins.
And will be playing professional volleyball for the Omaha Supernovas in Nebraska. Hey, we're just minutes away from kickoff here on Jeffco Ed TV. Scott Griffin and Caleb Turntine are standing by, but first, a national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please stand for tonight's opening prayer. Tonight's prayer will be given by Gardendale singer Piper Rogers. At the conclusion of the prayer, please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem presented by the Rocket Marching Band.
Bow your heads in prayer. Lord, I thank you for all that you have done, and Lord, I pray that you will comfort those who are hurting and be with those who need encouragement. Lord, I pray for each and every player on the field that you will keep them safe. And Lord, I pray that you'll continue to watch over us and guide us. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
There's the national anthem here from Gardendale. Scott Griffin and Caleb Turrentine here with you, and we're glad you're with us here on Jeffco Ed TV. Good one tonight. Central at 4-1 against 1-3 Gardendale, but a team that has played their best game the last week. Caleb against Minor, as you know, Minor unbeaten, really having one of the better years in high school football. So they made a change at quarterback, and it's kind of ignited them.
Yeah, it's a change that I don't – obviously they didn't want to happen. It comes from an injury perspective. But being able to step in as a sophomore, you're having Rich Wiggins come in here, and he changed that offense a little bit. You're right. He threw for over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's a game that maybe they didn't quite expect, but they kept them close, and something that Gardendale coach Eric Firestone, he talks about a lot, is that they've had the lead in 4 of these 5 losses. Yeah. Well, obviously the first one ended up being a win, a forfeit win, but they've lost on the field 5 times, and so they're hungry for something, and last week maybe provided a little bit of a spark to get them going.
Well, they need it for sure, and they're at home here, so obviously you'd love to do it here at Gardendale and get that going. So the team's about ready to come out. What do we know about Central? They've 5-5, kind of a nondescript team the last couple of years, but this year they've turned it on. What's been different that you've learned about?
I think they have a very balanced offense is a big thing about them, but they will rely heavily on the run game. Not a surprise. If been paying attention to high school football over the last couple of decades in the state, Demario Pippin, their coach, won a state championship at Central-Tuscaloosa as an all-state running back in 2007. 2008 was the last time Central-Tuscaloosa won a playoff game. He's trying to get them back there. Just having 2 5-5 seasons back-to-back, being 4-1 this year, that's a big deal from them. They haven't gone 3 consecutive seasons without a losing record since Pippin was a player from 2006 to 2008. So I think he's brought some excitement, brought some energy, and they score a lot of points. And obviously high school football, listen, people love defensive football, but offensive football and points, that gets people excited. He's done a good job of bringing that to the team.
Certainly, Gardendale's got to improve their defense. They're giving up over 200, basically running and passing. They're not doing well on any facet of defense. There's a look at the captains coming out there. Number 7, Trey Crum, the wide receiver, the junior there for Gardendale, of course, in the purple. Also coming out, Logan Stewart, who's the kicker. Very rare that a kicker is a captain, so good for them on that. And then number 69, Brady Hughes, the offensive lineman, the junior, 6'2", 250. And then, of course, Central there with their captains as well. We'll go down to the field and hear what they have to say.
Your captains for the Gardendale Rockets, number 7, Trey Crum. Number 39, Logan Stewart. And number 69, Brady
Ladies,
Hughes.
these are our honorary captains.
Also joining
You might
us
want to
tonight
shake hands,
for the
say hi,
Brooke
go ahead.
Robinson and Amber Carter, who are representing Clark Holmes Smith Oral Facial Surgery, a proud Gardendale Rocket supporter. Thank you for being our home game sponsor for tonight's
Thank you
ball
very
game.
much. We appreciate y'all. Do y'all want to flip it?
Yep, she's
All
gonna
right, well,
flip
you
it.
gonna flip it?
I'm
All
gonna
right, well,
flip
hold
it.
this.
Okay.
Boy, y'all are in for a real treat tonight. Good luck to y'all, gentlemen. Hey, we need knees covered. Rubber bands got to come off your wrist before we play, okay? Hey, listen, sportsmanship's real important. White talks to white, red talks to red. We don't talk to each other. 0 tolerance for profanity. Y'all help me with that, okay? Knock somebody down, we pick them back up. All right, you're the visitor, so you get to call the toss. You want heads or tails?
Heads.
All right, you gonna flip it and catch it, or you gonna hit it to the ground?
I'm just gonna let it hit the ground.
Okay, then we're on our own here. Here we go.
Ready?
All right, we got a head, so you won the toss. You want to defer. Hey, Stephen. You guys want to receive, and you guys want to kick from the clock. If you'll turn over here and face the clock.
We'll defer to the second half.
So there's Central and Gardendale. Central defers. They won the toss, so they'll get it the second half. Gardendale will receive the kick here in the game. And Central, of course, will be in that red and white. Being from Tuscaloosa, that's pretty familiar to get used to. And Gardendale, of course, in the purple and gray here tonight.
The ref kind of helped him through that coin toss a little bit there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He guided him through. I didn't even hear an answer. He knew what was going to happen, and no surprise. That's usually the answer, though. Deferring, kicking from the clock, that's pretty normal. There's a big sign out here from Central-Tuscaloosa. You don't see many signs like that show up on the road.
Yeah.
Especially
they don't have a lot of guys that'll run through it, but they'll tear it down.
A team that showed up less than an hour ago, by the way.
Yeah. So Gardendale with Eric Firestone, again, he's been here as a coach under Chad Eads, who won over 50 games here in 7 or 8 years being at Gardendale and took it to the playoffs many of those years and moved on. Eric Firestone, they stayed with the continuity. Eric, of course, his son was a really good football and baseball player last year. So far, and I don't know the numbers, but we have so many transfers in high school football. I'm sure he's got a lot of new guys on this roster.
Yeah, a lot of new guys, a lot of new faces, and that doesn't, when you have a coaching change, you're going to have transfers probably. That happens, like you said, today's high school football world. We don't have to go down that rabbit hole right now, but it's also because of how young this team is. Coach Firestone will talk about that. I've seen several interviews with him as well. He mentions being young, and he says it's not an excuse, it's just the reality, and it's something they have to learn through. And that's, part of that is almost making it to where, if you're sitting 0-5 or 1-4 officially, it's not all bad because you know that there are these small lessons along the way that are helping you build a program. And as you mentioned, it seems like they are only getting better, just that 2-point loss last week. And they're hoping to get off now. Even though this isn't a region game, they are still technically in the playoff race. They'll need help from other teams. But this is something that they hope just to give them a boost for the second half of the season.
It's almost not about the playoffs when you don't have a win, right? Technically, like you said.
And right now, you're not thinking about playoffs when it's a non-region game. You focus, you want to get that win on the field. Every single one of those players aren't counting week 0 as getting a win. They might go down the record books,
feel like
but they don't. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a win, and they want to get that win. They want to get that win for Coach Firestone.
So we're about ready to kick it off here, and the Gardendale Rockets will be receiving this kick, and they will send back deep Trey Crum as well as Ian Coleman to be the deep backs for this particular kick from the Falcons. And the kicking it off will be Graham Wolf, the senior kicker for the Falcons here from Central. We're glad you're with us here on Jeff Coed TV, our game of the week. Good crowd on hand, perfect weather, and we're ready to play some football. Wolf puts his foot to the football. It's short, and it'll be fielded there at the 12. And, boy, immediately just thrown down for Gardendale. That is Camry Gooden, who was deep as well for the Rockets. And he brings it back over the 20 to about the 21, maybe a football length pass out. That's where the Rockets will begin.
Already not what you want to see after all the preparation that goes into a game where you can have a little bit of confusion on the kickoff return. Two guys going for it right away, almost colliding and certainly slowing down the return. A long ways to go to get to that end zone on the opening drive.
Ridge Wiggins is the quarterback. You heard Caleb talk about his game last week, 3 touchdowns, over 200 total yards. He came in a difficult situation and played well against a really good team. So we'll see how he begins this game. They'll start with a little flea flicker. Wiggins trying to provide a block. Nothing going on the reverse, basically, to Gardendale, and that was Carlos Brown, the wide receiver. Let's take a look.
Yeah, Central does a good job of staying home on both edges. Almost developed too quickly for a reverse. The defense didn't have time to feed into the right side of that line. They didn't have a jump on the ball, really, so they were still on the other side of the line waiting for that tackle for a loss.
So that lost about 6. It'll be second down and 16. Original line of scrimmage, the 21. This is at the 15-yard line. Again, bringing it back right next to him where they're flanked there. Switching over is Jackson Hammer, the H-back tyke. He leads the way. They hand off around the right end, and not much happening there either as Central came up hard. With the carry, Malachi Handy, and I'm not sure he got anything.
That's one of the risks you take when you try a little bit of trickery on the first play of the night. Yeah, you think you might catch a defense off guard. You might have them slow thinking at first, trying to follow the ball, see something they saw on film. But once you get behind the sticks, suddenly you're second and long. It throws off your second down play call, and now you're at third and long on your opening drive in a position that you did not want to be in when you're trying to get off to a fast start, which Gardendale has not had so far this year.
Montavious Evans flanked to Wiggins' right. Drops back, rolls it now. Looking in trouble. Has a man opens, got it. To the 41-yard line. And that's his tight end, Hamner, who's got 250-plus yards on the year.
Yeah, Coach Firestone talks about him being a go-to guy, playing very well. He mentioned being an H-back. He'll line up there. He'll line out a little wide. Technically a tight end.
Yeah.
But, boy, that throw was impressive from Wiggins. Rolling out to his left, made it look easy, put a perfect amount of float on there to drop it between defenders. Big play.
So 1st and 10, and Wiggins obviously, to your point, rolling left, throwing against his body for that touch pass. Screen set up beautifully. Getting to the, boy, it looked like it was going to go for more. Flags are down. Only got about 3, it looked like. I thought that was going to get even more on the screen to Evans, but we'll see what comes of this penalty. Holding on Gardendale. And once again, to your point on the flea flicker that lost 6, now on a first down play, you're backed up again.
Yeah, and that's you can't keep getting behind the sticks. Obviously, you converted the first one. That's something you don't want to slow down an offense. Struggle. Fortunately, if you want to take a positive sign for Gardendale, is that spot fouls do happen in high school ball, so it only is 6 yards behind the original line of scrimmage.
Now in that little stack formation, pistol, if you will, Evans, left side. Basic handoff, lowers his shoulder, and he gets about 7 of that back with a nice basic run. You don't see much these days.
A little wide zone to the left, and nothing, and except another holding is going to be called. That one's behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, wow. So back-to-back holding penalties on the Rockets. Sets them back, and now they've got to get to the 49 of Central, and they're going to snap this right at their own 25.
Yeah, if you thought 2nd and 16 and 3rd and 15 was a bad position to be in, 1st and 26. Guess you're positive is you have 3 downs to get it.
4 wide receivers set up top. It was a stack. Now Evans comes again, back by Wiggins in the backfield. Drop, pop, and just overshot his man. It was just a little out pattern to pick up 8 to 10. But it just was too tall for his intended receiver.
Yeah, sometimes you look at some of these missed throws and you're thinking, routes, were they too deep? Was it too quick? Was timing off? I think he had him, and the timing was right. It was just sailed it a little bit. And that's a perfect play in a 1st and long situation. Try to just pick up a few yards at a time.
Jalen Keenan, the intended receiver. 2nd down and 26. Trying to get a little bit there. Not much happening there. Central with a nice defensive stand so far. Coming up hard right there was Josiah Rainier. So 3rd down and way long. 25 yards to gain. It's trying to be cool tonight with the wind and some football weather. Wiggins, short side of the field, little option play. Didn't fool anybody as he pitched it out there, and it only gets about 4, and the Rockets will have to punt.
You don't think of an option as a safe play very often. You're putting the ball out there. Could easily be a turnover, but short side of the field, keep it simple. You might not be trying to throw the ball out, try to get 25 yards at a time. You never want to accept defeat by any means, but you also don't want to go backwards even further.
So those 2 holding penalties obviously killed him, and Gardendale will have to kick it away. Hamner is the punter, the tight end that made the big catch. High snap, got it away. And that'll be fair caught. He could have run with it, but at the 35-yard line. So a 35-yard punt for Hamner. So Central will come back with the first offensive series of the game for them, with Armani White, the quarterback, who can run and throw a little bit.
Yeah, Armani White, he's definitely got the ability to throw the ball deep. He threw a couple of touchdown passes last week in a exciting 31-30 win over Northridge.
Yeah.
A game that is going to be huge in that region for playoff, as Central's trying to get back to the playoffs for the first time in 7 years. But he will also pull the ball down quite a bit.
Zavon Cade moves up now. He was standing right by White. They come out, they throw it out to number 4 for Central. And he's wrestled out of bounds there, very close to a first down. And that is Freeman James. Or I should say James Freeman, excuse me. And Freeman very close, did get a first down.
Yeah, they're going to use him in a lot of different ways. He actually scored a touchdown on that exact play just a week ago. Little swing pass, sometimes it'll be behind, it'll count as a rush, sometimes it'll be a pass. They're going to get him in motion a lot of different ways. They'll hand the ball off to him, but he's a big part of this offense.
Now Anthony Dixon gets the handoff right side, big hole. He's got 5 positive yards to the midfield before he was drugged down there by Carson Ellis, the middle linebacker.
Anthony Dixon is going to be a name you're going to be hearing a lot tonight. Whether it's successful or not, he's going to get plenty of carries. Nearly 700 yards rushing so far, another extra 100 receiving, 7 touchdowns. He actually just received his first D1 offer last week from Liberty.
Oh, wow.
Tuscaloosa News named him the midseason player of the year so far as well. So he's having a big season for Central, a big reason for their success.
Whistle, and it looks like maybe illegal motion, legal procedure is the call. So that'll help Gardendale and back up the Falcons 5 yards. Again, Central, a couple of 5 and 5 years under Coach Pippins, and then now 4-1, so only a win away halfway through the season of matching the 2-year totals previously. So they figured something out. Run the same play, and they get it through a backward pass, trying to get on the corner, but very slow developing play as Trayvon Hall got the handoff, really, not a reception. It gets 4 on that right side.
Yeah, fortunately, I did watch a little bit of film from Central earlier today, and I noticed the backwards pass sometimes forward, so I'm keeping my eyes peeled so I get your rushing and receiving stats correct this week. But
that was definitely
backwards right there.
Which is a dangerous thing, to your point. I mean, even like you said, the option was, but when you're throwing it,
sometimes it doesn't click that you just fall on the ball, too.
Yeah, because it looks like a forward pass. So 3rd down and 6. They got to get to the 45 of Gardendale. White dropping, looking, throws it out in the flat. Nobody around. Where's the cornerback? As still on his feet and getting just a massive gain is Marcus Grayson. No one in the screen. Look at that.
I mean, it's a great job of finding a soft spot in a zone, but you're right. I think that's supposed to be extended a little bit from the inside. The corner went deep with one of the receivers, opened up the space near the sideline, but I think even when he caught that ball, you could see him look up and think he wasn't expecting that much space.
Yeah,
big 3rd down conversion.
Mark Moody was the safety over there, but a safety don't usually play over there, obviously, so I don't know if that was a blown deal or what. But very soft coverage. 1st down and 10 from the 22-yard line. White hands off. Nope, he pulls it to Dixon. Boy, he had a touchdown there. If he just gets the ball to Cannon Eubanks, I should say, but just missed him.
Yeah, he did. He had him. It looked like the cornerback kind of slipped down a little bit. Really good pull. Looked like just a simple RPO. He made the decision quickly. Good play by Armani White. Just missed the throw.
Yep. You tell he's got an arm. He can run it as well. 2nd down and 10. Central in the white jerseys, red helmets, red pants. Obviously Gardendale, as you know, in the purple and gray.
This is an offense that ran for 289 last week, only threw for 91, but he threw for 2 touchdowns.
Dixon saw the penetration, tried to get outside immediately, but he could not outrun the defensive end Marcus Maddox, who makes a nice play.
Yeah, good look at that right there. Nearly one of those horse collars, which I think he came up asking for, but he was on the outside of the jersey. That's the rule. As long as you're not on the inside, he stayed on top of it.
And Maddox is an end, but he looks like a defensive back. He's not very big, but he made a big-time play there. 3rd down and 10. stack of two receivers up top, single lone receiver down below. Dixon going out in the flat, but White wants to do something else, and he's got running room. Throws it to the left, and boy, nice job just staying with the play, not only for White, but also Marcus Grayson, who stayed with it.
Yeah, you got to continue to give your quarterback options. He actually had that ball tucked, got through the line, and then came back up ready to throw.
But he had his eyes downfield.
Always had his eyes downfield. I will say he did miss an easy touchdown pass to Anthony Dixon, who ended up leaking out.
Yeah.
He was jumping up and down yelling for that ball, but still, you're not going to complain about missing that after making a good play to convert another third down.
So Grayson gets the first down, and now first and goal from about the 8-yard line. Had an option set up to Dixon, but they hand it this way to the wide receiver. And I thought he had a touchdown, but they're going to mark him out. That's Trayvon Hall on that run. What a well-designed play by the Falcons.
It's going to be close. I know he hit the pylon, but I think they're saying he stepped out before he. Whew, that is mighty close. A good look at it there.
Can we slow it down a little bit? Let's try to see if we can see it.
That is Hall he has 6 total touchdowns this year, 170 rush, 155 receiving. You're going to see him in a lot of different ways, as this offense does. Nearly got another one there. And that's what's so difficult to defend about this offense. Even from the 1-yard line, they can go to so many different players.
Now you got the old-fashioned eye. Handoff, Dixon. Saw that there was nothing there and just bounced outside as quick as a hiccup for the easy touchdown run for Dixon.
Yeah, Dixon didn't do a lot of work there, but when they get down there, he's the go-to guy, and you're right, he made it look easier than really it needed to be. He made that first man miss. Gardendale got to the backfield pretty quickly. He just shifted out to the right and outran everyone across the goal line.
Gage Dodson was there to get a piece of him, but ended up not touching him. That's how quick the cut was for Dixon. Wolf now on for the extra point for Central, who scores on their first drive. 7-0. Central on top. Let's go to Matt Coulter on the sideline.
Hey guys, impressive drive by the Falcons, 65 yards, and really coming up with some key third and long completions. So that was a big deal. But the big deal right now, if you're on the sidelines, is the weather. It's just incredible. It is fall. It turned fall on Monday, I believe it is, if I got September all cranked up. But it is a brisky 73 degrees, if there is such a thing. Wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Guys, it's perfect.
Thank you, Matt. And we could tell as your hair is unkept and flying in the wind.
I'll trade spots
I don't know if
with
you
him.
can hear me up there,
I'll get down there, and sounds like it feels good down there. A little bit of heat still in this press box from the sun earlier today.
Yes. We were standing outside enjoying it, wishing we were doing a stands game today. So Wolf is set to kick off for Central as they enjoy a 7-0 lead here midway through the first quarter. There's the catch and return, trying to get a little bit outside, but he's so light is the return man for Gardendale. That's Kamari Gordon. He's got to have a sliver to make some damage, and there's just not much so far on kickoffs. So he brought it back to the 23, and that's where the Rockets will begin their second possession. There's a little coaching going on there on the kickoff return.
Gardendale, this is a position that they have been used to this year, and obviously you think that, and for a team that's 1-4 officially. They trailed 12-0 against Jackson Olin. They gave up an opening kickoff return against Minor, but still they came back and led both of those games. So this an opening drive touchdown for Central doesn't mean Gardendale is not going to respond.
Fake to Zavon Cade. Wiggins rolling. He's got his man again, but he was almost too open. Hamner was there, but he just couldn't get it to him. Sometimes that's a difficult pass. Still moving target especially.
And while you're moving as well to your left, they seem to be comfortable with him rolling out to the left, though.
Yeah, they do.
And we haven't even seen a rollout to the right just yet for him. But he made the throw earlier. I think that's one, obviously, you trust him to make, and you just think, hey, he missed a throw.
Yep.
Move on. Don't change your offense based off one throw by any means.
So he had Hamner there to make it 2nd and 10. The run game has not been nice to them so far. Now vacating. I think that's Prince at tailback. Wiggins tries to fit it in there to his intended receiver, Jalen Green, and it falls away. Third down and 10 again.
Defender was right on top of him there. Again, it's one of those things, you're just trying to pick up 4 or 5, try to cut it in half, get it to him quickly. Wasn't a bad throw, but good coverage and a tough catch to make. Now you're in 3rd and long again.
Third down and 10. They've got to get to the 33-yard line of the Rockets. 4 wide receiver set, balanced field. Wiggins drops. He's got a man in the flat, and he had a first down the entire way, but again, rushed it a little bit. He had Green out there and just missed him.
I don't know if that ball should have been floated more. I mean, the timing was there. He got excited. I mean, that's a wheel route out of the backfield. That's going to work, more often than not.
Yes.
It's a great route, and the timing was there. But you're right, maybe it was just a little bit of excitement because he definitely had at least the first down. He had a lot more space than that on that sideline if they end up connecting on that.
So that was 2 plays out of the 3 that could have picked up chunk yards for the Rockets that they just couldn't navigate. So Hamner on to kick. Bounding kick. Look at that thing roll. You're going to see an amazing kick. So that is, I'm doing the math, 37 plus 37? No, 27 plus 37. 64 yards for Hamner. That'll get the average up on it. Absolutely. Flag football coverage. We're at Hueytown High School Tuesday for girls flag football. See 3 games back-to-back right here on Jeffco Ed TV, starting with Minor Hueytown. Then Minor takes on Northridge, followed by Northridge and Hueytown. Live coverage begins at 4:30 here on Jeffco Ed TV. Central now with the football. Handoff around the left side. There's all kind of run. Dixon is gone. 30, 41 block to beat. He's beat his man, and he's out of here. 87 yards, Dixon around left end.
We talked about how much damage he could do, whether it's in the open field, whether it's between tackles. But that just looked like they overloaded the right side, and they moved to the left. Great job by the receiver. He took that defensive back well down the field, thinking that it was a pass play. And then by the time he realized it was a run play, Dixon was in the open space. I don't think he was ever going to make that tackle. Just like that, a good way to flip the field on a punt. Change
back him up, yeah.
With a big play. Second touchdown run of the game.
With just a handoff around in. Wolf on for his second extra point. Central on top, 14-0. We'll take a break, come back with more. You're watching Jeffco Ed TV. Stay with us.
This is Gardendale High School, where it's always a great day to be a Rocket. The Gardendale Rockets are Jeffco Ed strong.
Welcome back to Jeffco Ed TV. Scott Griffin, Caleb Turrentine, Matt Coulter, and Chris Osborne. Hanner had the big kick for, 64 yards, backed him up, and one play, Dixon goes 87 to make it 14-0 Central. Another kick and another short return for Gooden. And Central's kickoff coverage team is really playing well, too.
Yeah, you think you're down 7 points, you get a big punt, it's inside the 15 for Central, and now suddenly you're down an extra touchdown, and you're inside your own. Well, 16 now. the game and a first quarter flipping on essentially one play like that, Gardendale needs to get going and needs to respond quickly.
First down and 10. Wiggins in at quarterback again. Played last week. Ridge Wiggins, just a sophomore. Hanner with the lead block there as he went in motion and came back. Maybe their most successful play of the night so far.
Certainly on
and
the
I've
ground.
got some different numbers but that's Malachi Handy, the backup tailback with that run, and got about 8. What were you going to say?
I feel like the first time we've seen a first down play kept simple. We
Yeah,
saw the reverse,
yeah.
we saw the rollout. Just keep it a little bit more simple, keep things in front of you,
Yep.
and make things easier for you for the rest of the series.
Just a little motion and then a lead blocker there. Wiggins drops, got a screen, but well sniffed out. Hanner was on the catch. It's a first down, but Jaden Taylor, the middle linebacker, snuffed it out right there. It could have been pretty big.
Yeah, that's. It took me a second to realize that if Hanner caught it or not, or if it was incomplete, or nearly looked like it could have been intercepted. It was read very well, jumped the route, but screen passes are so difficult to get in front of. Still a good play from Central's defense, and Gardendale takes it to get a first down.
And a good job by Wiggins to throw it with some zip on it as opposed to floating it like you normally do on a screen pass. And then another handoff to Handy. They get about 4 or 5 there. So the last 2 first downs, positive yards to open up the playbook a little bit on second down.
Yeah, that's what first down's all about. Winning first down can change a game. And that's why coaches will tell you that win the first down on either side of the ball, you're probably going to win the game, especially at the high school level where it's so hard to make up ground once you get behind the chains.
This time the pistol formation again. Wiggins rolls left, to your point, a lot. And he got hit after no flag. And he was trying to find Trey Crum over there and fit it in, but went awry. And Wiggins a little bit shaken up.
Yeah, didn't think there would be a flag on the quarterback there.
Good hit.
Driven to the ground, but it certainly wasn't late by any means. Good replay there. I thought if there was a flag, it could have been pass interference, but the throw was so low and so quick that I think there wasn't any thought that he might actually catch that ball anyway.
Third down and 5. Football up the 32-yard line. Wiggins drops, throwing a lot of passes here. In fact, has his man. I thought it was going to be an out cut. He threw it in, but getting over there to get the ball was Brooks Beasley, who made the adjustment in mid-flight and caught it. But he couldn't run with it.
That's another play. Very impressed with Ridge Wiggins so far. And he's only 4 for 10. Don't get me wrong, he's missed a couple of throws. But as a sophomore, you're down 2 touchdowns, a third down like that. He went to his third option. We saw him look right. We saw him look to his running back and be able to spot that throw and still make it. Yeah, it was a little off, a good catch by the receiver, but that's a great play from a quarterback who is not very experienced.
First down and 10, the Rockets back-to-back first downs. They get it on the slant, and they're going to call it a catch. I thought he dropped the ball, right? Maybe, but he got a first down. They're going to mark it 12 yards down the field.
We won't talk any catch fumble too much if any Auburn fans are listening. We don't want to bring up anything bad from last week. That one was mighty close. From our angle, we saw his back, right?
Yeah.
So this will be a better view. He might have had that a little bit longer than I initially thought.
Yeah.
And he immediately went to go get that ball, which makes me think, and probably the refs are thinking the same thing. He knows whether he had that ball or not.
Right.
Probably given the benefit of the doubt, he reacted, went after that ball like it was a fumble. Smart play. You don't just let it go.
3 first downs in a row for the Rockets. They're now near midfield, trying to answer this 14-point bulge the Falcons enjoying. Now rolling right, Wiggins has his man. Hard tackle, form tackle, but a great catch over there and keeping it up with a big hit, Jalen Keenan.
And another simple out route. First time we see him roll right. Good job of hanging on to that ball.
And rolling to help the young quarterback make it a shorter throw, right? Even though he's on the move. Oh, wait,
Looks
we
like
got a flag.
They're calling, he might have been covered up. which made him an eligible man downfield.
And I don't remember the formation, but they are throwing a flag.
He was the only guy out there. I mean, no lineman got down, so that had to have been the only thing. And it looked like we saw the sideline official over here talk to Coach Firestone, give him an explanation, and he seemed satisfied with it. So I'm sure something with the formation.
1st and 15 now, backs them up. First time they've not had positive yards on first down in the last few minutes. Another throw out. That'll get 6 of it back, or 5 to where they mark it. And again, he finds Beasley. Another simple pass, give him his completions, get his confidence up.
And it's putting together a drive, but you're also seeing Central defenders jump routes a little bit more.
Yeah.
And if that gets recognized, and if Rich Wiggins can see something, whether it's a pump fake or a short route that you just don't choose, eventually someone's going to be able to slip out of the back. And you might have open up a deep shot at some point in this game because of this style of drive.
Evans and Handy, the top 2 backs, are in together. And there's Handy on the right end, and he'll pick up 3 or 4. Another flag up top, away from the football, away from the run. So this will be interesting to see. And it was late in the play.
And it looks like they're giving an explanation to Trey Crum, who was over there on that sideline, and he's shaking his head. Wonder if that play is going to come back.
Yeah, but it was way away and a few seconds into the play. We'll see what they come up with. So offsetting. So they'll repeat it. But again, that hurts Gardendale because they got a nice positive 4 or 5 yards on that play.
And that's on a 2nd and long. I wouldn't be surprised if you just see another run again, try to get into a 3rd and manageable situation. But they've been throwing the ball much better on this drive.
Trying to get the play in. Clock's still at 25, so that's not a problem. 23 seconds, probably the last play of the first quarter. 2nd down and 10. Again, football at the 48-yard line of Gardendale. In motion. Wiggins looking downfield. He's got an open man and had the defender on his back. If he just puts it on the player, then he's got a big gain. 3rd down and 10. While we're taking the first quarter break, we will go to the, well, we've stopped the clock. Hold on 1 second. Incomplete pass, so it makes it 3rd and 10. Sorry about that. We'll get the Gardendale player introductions coming up in just a moment. So 3rd down and 10 from the 48. Hanner goes from left to right. This time he rolls right. Tries to stop and throw, and almost a good idea. He threw it in the spot where it needed to be for Keenan.
He had him again, a little underthrown. I know he was getting hit when it happened. It's one of those things, if you underthrow it by a little bit less, you're probably going to get a defensive pass interference call.
All right, so let's introduce ourselves to the Gardendale Rockets starters.
Rich Wiggins, quarterback.
Montavious Evans, running back.
Trey Crum, receiver.
Reese Kelly, wide receiver.
Jude Wright, center. Brady Hughes, left guard.
Jaden Maddox, right guard.
Jalen Reed, left tackle.
Jackson Hanner, tight end.
Chauncey Porkchop Goodwin, nose guard.
Marquise Maddox, D-line.
Jimmy Washington, running back.
James Coffey, defensive end.
Gage Dodson, linebacker and long snapper.
Cameron Cusimano, linebacker, strong safety. Mark Moody, safety. Ian Coleman, defensive back. Jordan White, defensive back.
Logan Stewart, kicker.
Coach Eric Firestone, head coach, Gardendale Rockets. Go Rockets.
And there are the Rockets. Offensive defense. Hanner on to kick it away. He had a 67-yarder his last time up. So Gardendale had 3 straight first downs. Another pretty good kick by Hanner. This one's returnable at the 18. Still on his feet, and he'll get about a, 13, 14-yard return. There for Central, bringing it back. Jaden Taylor. Good look at Jake, our normal replay guy, who's the Gardendale Rocket. There's Jake. For some reason, we gave him the night off.
Yeah, if we see a replay slacking, it's because he's down there and we got some, I don't know, some
Fletcher
guy in
Tubbs.
here instead.
Fletcher Tubbs in there. He's a veteran. Amari White drops back. Looking, got time, lets it out wide open and just misses his man. For Central, he was trying to find number 19, Keandre Harris.
That Gardendale definitely got away with a hold on that play, kind of tugged him back. It ended up not making a difference in running under the throw, but he got a little spun around, and once you get into the middle of the field, you got to find which shoulder to get it to. Just made it a little bit too awkward for him. Gardendale avoided a disaster there.
Yeah, it was very close to being 21-0 if he just throws it remotely on target. 2nd down and 10 for the Falcons. 5 wide receivers set. They're not even worried about the run game now, but here comes Trayvon Hall, who gets it, runs it straight up the middle with his speed and burst ability. Still on his feet. On the outside now. 25, 20, 10. And he's in for the touchdown. So, what do you got, 68 yards?
Yeah, this is the burst that he had through the line of scrimmage there. And then once he broke those 2 tackles, cut back to his right, you knew no one was going to catch him running to that corner. He's shown off his speed in multiple ways. You've seen it in the backfield. You've seen him on swing passes. That's just an offense that is clicking on all cylinders right now, and they've got to be feeling good about this road trip.
Yes.
Non-region play, they're trying to get ready for the back half of the season as well. They're looking maybe the best they have all season in this first half.
So Wolf with the extra point to make it 21-0. So what a burst up the middle for Central. And again, that was James Freeman. Trayvon Hall on the carry up the middle. So, let's mark your calendars. Jefferson County School Foundation hosting the Winter Wonderland. Are we talking about Winter Wonderland already? Wow. Gala. It's like going into Walmart, right? We got Halloween, Christmas, and Thanksgiving all there.
All there.
The gala and the silent auction. The money raised at the fundraiser will go to the foundation, which helps support students inside and outside the classroom. That includes helping buy much-needed technology for all the students, fighting student hunger, supporting programs that help build leadership skills. The Winter Wonderland Gala and silent auction is scheduled for the night of December 12th at the Florentine. That at least cools it off in here to talk about December 12th. You can register for tickets by scanning the QR code on the screen or going to jeffcoedfoundation.com. You got to be 21 years or older to do that. So Trayvon Hall with that 68-yard touchdown. And here comes Gardendale up the middle again. Another great coverage, and holding them inside the 20 is Kamari Gooden again, who's had, 4 or 5 kick returns. And he's gimpy a little bit as he gets up. He's not having a lot of success finding running room.
Yeah, you would say it could be a difference, as field position makes a massive difference at the high school level, but it hasn't seemed to affect Central so far tonight. They've had just big explosive plays anywhere on the field. They're 2 of their last 3 offensive snaps have gone for big touchdowns.
Yeah.
Could have been all 3, and one was just a missed incomplete pass that was deep.
Looks like an 80s rock star hanging out in the stands. 1st and 10. Wiggins in the shotgun. Handoff. And that's going a couple of yards maybe on that right side.
Walter Tamper, the ball carrier.
I didn't see who got it. Oh, Tanner got it. Excuse me, Thrasher.
The game's 3 brings up second down and 7.
Second down, 7.
I mentioned that Gardendale has played from behind early on. They've come back. They've led in 4 of their 5 games. The only team they didn't lead was Parker. Boy, they have a long way to go in order to respond to this one.
Football at the 22. Wiggins dropping. He's got a man over the middle. Threw it just behind Beasley, and he couldn't hang on. Good enough to catch, but not there where you could catch and run.
Yeah, both. That's one of those things where both players going to watch that back and say, I should have caught that. I should have given you a better throw. Because you're right, he's coming across on a drag route. And if that throw leads him, he's going to have a lot of room on this sideline.
Tons.
And how many times have we said that about Gardendale's offense tonight? This game could be very different. Just a couple of completions here or there, a couple of throws that a little bit more on target, which tells you that Gardendale could still get right back in this game.
Gardendale averaging 113 yards running, 122 passing. There's another one that he would have, all he had to do is make one man miss, and he could have been gone.
And you're looking at, again, another wheel route that came out of the backfield and, again, had the first down at least. And on third down, forcing to punt. It's hard to stay on that sideline, I'm sure, and not hang your heads, but if you're the coaching staff, I imagine the message is look how close we are to breaking the same plays that Central has broken. And trying to get back in this game, yeah, you obviously need defensive stop at some point to get back in this, but one big play could really turn things around.
Back deep for Central, Jalen Bramlett. He's got it on the hop near the 50. Getting a nice lead block down the sidelines, 40, knocked out at the 32. Hanner, the tight end, with a good tackle over there, but not before he picks up about 18 to 20 on the return.
Yeah, the tight end and the punter getting out there and making the tackle. Probably don't have a punter hitting people like that very often. Big hit on the sideline. But another big play for Central as well. They have their best field position of the night.
Yeah, they're at the 31, not that they need help, with a 21-point lead right now. Gardendale's got to get some kind of spark or stop. We thought they had it there a moment ago when they had 3 straight first downs, but quickly mistakes and misfires halted that drive, and then Central answered basically in one play. 21-0 Falcons. White, the quarterback, drops back, going deep in the corner, double coverage. Very dangerous throw. And we got a flag down, is that right? And there is a flag in the secondary, so we'll see what that's about.
Yeah, it's a tight call. I can understand the frustration from the sideline, and you can see Coach Firestone getting upset about that one. It didn't look, it's one of those plays where the receiver puts forth a little more fights back to that ball, gets more contact.
But you have a right to your position. It was underthrown.
And it wasn't that early, and I don't know. I could see why it was called, but obviously I can also see the frustration as well from Gardendale's sideline.
The intended target was Trayvon Hall. So first down and 10 at the 15-yard line. White drops back, looking, escapes, and he'll be run out of bounds. Nice play over there by Marcus Maddox, again, the defensive end. Let's go to Chris Osborne on the sideline. Chris.
Guys, the question about the call was simply because the defender never turned around to locate the ball, and it was double coverage, as you saw. And if either one of the players had turned around, then it probably would not have been past PI.
All right, Chris, thank you very much.
We had a great look down there. I know Chris was right next to the play. I'm sure he heard the explanation as well. It's one of those plays you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt if you don't make a play on the ball.
Hall in motion. Now he vacates, setting up the option, but they hand to the second man through, and he just gets a touchdown. That was just a case of bad angle management by Jimmy Washington. And there's an easy touchdown for Central. Look at the cornerback, just let him go on the outside corner there, and that's an easy touchdown for James Freeman.
That's the second time we've seen Central design a run play where everyone else went to the other side of the field, opened up that side, and you're right. I mean, quarterbacks have got to take the right angles, but they're so focused on the crossing routes coming over that they miss the play right in front of them. And Central's running backs are making it look easy. That's the third different player with a rushing touchdown.
Yep. Extra point is up and good. So Freeman. And we have a 28-0 score, and Central on top, and Gardendale's trying to get some kind of continuity. We'll take a break here on Jeffco Ed TV. 28-0 Central over Gardendale.
Hello, Jeff Coed family. I'm Dr. Beth Miller, Director of Child Nutrition. This school year, we are thrilled to offer free breakfast and lunch at no cost to all students enrolled in in-person learning. As a community eligibility provision district, we encourage all families to take advantage of this opportunity. Our child nutrition program is devoted to providing healthy and nutritious meals to help fuel our students for a day of learning and growth. From crispy Crispitos to fruits and vegetables, it will all be available for free. If a student would like an extra item, those may be purchased. Again, we encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity so we can continue to provide in future years.
Welcome back to Jeffco Ed TV. Scott Griffin, Caleb Turrentine, Matt Coulter, Chris Osborne, our fine crew here. There's the kickoff. This time, finally, a different rocket takes it, but the same result. Gets to about the 20 and just gets snowed under as Handy brings it back about 12 yards. But Gardendale will set up on the 21. Let's go to Matt Coulter on the sideline. Matt.
One thing that we've all noticed in our Jeffco Ed TV broadcast is that Gardendale has dropped some passes. The last one was right in front of me. He had 80 yards of green in front of him. Another thing that I really like to give the Rockets credit for, their offensive line is a little overmatched, but they're opening holes for the running backs, but the holes just close so quickly. You know why that is? The Falcons can fly, both on offense and defense.
No doubt about it. Very, very quick team. Now a different quarterback in for Gardendale. That's a Wildcat, actually, and I think that's Handy trying to go right, then scoot back left. Or is that Evans? I think it's, no, it's not either one.
Mention the drops. I mean, Wiggins is 6 for 16. That doesn't sound great, but the thing is, Gardendale.
I'm sorry, that's Wilter General, the backup quarterback. So it is a quarterback, although he's wearing 30. Go ahead.
And I wonder if they're going to keep him in there.
I don't know. It looks like
Wiggins 6 for 16. They've thrown the ball 16 times. That was just their 7th carry, one of those being the reverse at the first snap of the game. So, I mean, the offensive line has looked good in the run. They just haven't turned to the running game, which is hard to do when you're down, especially now that you're down 4 touchdowns.
Green wears gloves, and he looks like he's going to try to throw it and then end up running it. And he's got about 3 on that left side. So it'll be 3rd down and about 5.
I don't mind trying to
switch
things
I didn't think Wiggins
up.
was playing badly, did you?
He missed a couple of throws, but at the same time, some of the throws he missed, he might have had more that were the receiver's fault than his own. And in a passing game, you're obviously going to say both the quarterback and the receiver should be doing better if you're 6 for 16. But no, he hasn't made mistakes. There haven't been turnovers.
So Wiggins is back in now on this 3rd and 5. Evans comes back near him in the backfield, looks right, throws right. Got a man out there, breaks a tackle. Another first down, and getting out to the 42-yard line, basically. And that's going to be about a 15-yard gain on that pass.
Should be a good look at this little stutter step he gives, making a defender miss. That's a great little move because that was the difference. He would have been a yard or two short of the first down without that move. Slow down and had the defender on skates a little bit. First third down conversion since the first series of the game for Gardendale.
Jalen Keenan with that nifty move to get the Rockets moving a little bit here midway through the second quarter. Handoff Evans, right side's got a hole down the sideline. He'll be wrestled out of bounds, but not before he's got another Rocket first down.
Yeah, and it's plays like this where you're like, Gardendale, like it seems simple. It seems simple for them to have success. We've seen them have good plays, but then they get in these second and third and long situations, and you start passing it, you miss throws, suddenly it stalls out the whole drive.
Wiggins throws it out. And boy, he just gets past that first guy, but he'll still get about 6 yards on that play. Again, Keenan, who's touched the ball a lot here for the Rockets here this first half.
That's one thing you'll hear Coach Ryerson talk about a lot as well, is because of the injuries that they've been dealt early on this year, and the young players, they have a ton of playmakers because they're trying to figure out who their go-to guy is. You're going to see a lot of different players touch the ball.
Wiggins hands to Evans. Evans left side, waits on his blocking. Nice patience. And he's got another Rocket first down. Gain of about 6.
Another good look at this one. Coming through. You just have enough of a hole. You don't have to break tackles. You don't have to make people miss. Take what's given to you, get the first down, and move on. And now, I mean, this is the furthest they've been downfield by quite a bit.
First down and 10 Rockets. Wiggins, a quarterback, had over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns last week against Minor, who's unbeaten. And Gardendale only lost by 3. They're down by 28 right now. Wiggins, play action. Going deep, has a man, and just a little too deep. Trying to find Crum on that play action read, but a little too far.
Yeah, it's good coverage over the top there as well. Not a bad ball, making sure it goes to where only you think your receiver can get to it. It's always the big thing.
Got a flag down, late flag. We'll see. Illegal helmet contact. That should give him 10.
It's the second time we've seen that called at the line of scrimmage. I don't know if that's a hands to the face. That's what we call it in high school level.
15 they'll give him. They'll mark it at the 14-yard line.
Into the Chick-fil-A red zone. It is good for a Buffalo Wild Wings first down.
So Gardendale will take it down 28-0.
First and 10 Rockets from the 14.
Evans flank to Wiggins right. Hands off Beasley on the wide receiver run. He waits for his blocking, and he'll get 4. Very close to the 10-yard line. So another positive play on first down.
And pass, little pitch. We don't want to get Matt back up here. We can have our conversation about what's a pass and what's a rush that we had last week. Those little sweep plays, I'm putting down as a pass every time, and I'm sure Ridge Wiggins will too. So he's getting a little bit more completions. I know stats aren't everything, but you got to make a quarterback feel comfortable, and after the start that he had, any kind of completion is going to help him feel good, and especially a drive like this.
Handy back in with Evans, so both backs there by Wiggins. Handoff, Handy, left side, got a good kick-out block, and still on his feet, trying to burst towards the end zone. We thought he was bottled up there, but he burst forward for another 6 or 7. Take a look.
That's a terrific run. That's one of those low centers of balance there. Being able to stay on his feet. Got a little bit of help from one of his linemen who didn't know any better. He just kind of like pushed off of him. Stayed on his feet, nearly got to the end zone. A terrific run.
Nick Weatherspoon finally made the tackle. So first and goal from the 1. Handoff, easy run for the backup quarterback, who's the running quarterback for the Rockets. And that's General Wilcher with the touchdown.
And you can see, like, Central might have backed off a little bit, whatever it is, but that drive, they were making the plays that they were missing. There wasn't much different other than a couple of throws that were better connected on. Running game looked really, really good. Again, that was the drive that they ran the ball the most on compared to their first 3 drives, a response that they have had all year and they needed in that moment.
So the kick is up and good by Logan Stewart. So Gardendale gets on the board 28-7. Chris Osborne has more from the sideline. Chris.
You know, definitely a good series for Gardendale. We're standing right here close to where that touchdown was scored, and they needed that. Just a little bit about the quarterback, Ridge Wiggins. He's the son of Alan Wiggins and Sandlin Wiggins. I've known this kid for a long time. Good baseball player, good golfer, good all-around kid. So we hope that this spark will get Gardendale back in the game. Back to you guys up top.
Thank you, Chris. 28-7. Gardendale finally scratching on the board. Maybe that breaks them free and helps them relax here. They need nothing more than a stop here, get the ball back, and see if they can get another one.
Yeah, that's a big 4.5 minutes for them. It could easily, if they give up another touchdown drive or a big play from Central, you could see it start to deflate again on that sideline. Use these 4.5 minutes. You obviously want to get on the board again, but give your defense a stop. Give them some confidence. That's something that they haven't done yet against the Central offense, and then suddenly you start to feel a little bit better. You might see a little bit of a pooch kick here.
Dixon. And there's a return out to the 42-yard line. They kicked it away from Dixon. But coming up with it was James Freeman. But he'll get it past the 40 to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, I guess I can understand kicking it away from Dixon, but you're needing a stop. You're giving up a lot of ground there to have them start right away at midfield. At this point, Gardendale's defense feels like they need a turnover before they got to get a stop with the way the Central offense is moving the ball right now.
First and 10 Falcons from their own 41.
Got kind of a fractured huddle. Look at there. You got the linemen all by the ball, and the skill guys are 20 yards away.
Play clock still hasn't started. Finally gave it the whistle. I think they're going to turn around and realize they have a long way to go to get to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Football's on the far hash mark for them. First and 10 Falcons. Gardendale hopes to get a little defensive spark from that offensive series. 5-man front for the Rockets. White dropping back, going deep, got a man overshot him. Trying to get Eubanks out there, but not even close for White. Second and 10.
He had a couple of guys going deep on that play. I think he picked the wrong option, but I guess if you're going to miss a receiver, it doesn't matter which option you take. And Gardendale's safeties, I know you got to lock in on the run against this team, try to get some tacklers into the box, but you can't let them sneak behind you either.
Second down 10. Rockets got some of their backup defensive linemen in there. I see number 97, James Coffey. Well, he's actually a starter, but he's playing the end position right now. Now a 3-man front with Coffey on that end closest. Now trying to move in. They bring up another, and maybe that movement caused something. I don't know if somebody jumped off sides or what, but they had Dodson come up late, right on the edge, and they made him jump.
They did. It was at the near sideline down here. I think I saw 2 guys move. One, I think it was the right tackle, and also a receiver kind of flinched, almost like telling them, hey, they're about to blitz right here. Well, you can't move like that, even if you're just telling your guys.
So they showed 3-man front. Dodson came up, and Coffey slid down, and that made the Falcons jump. So second down 15.
And not a spot that Gardendale's defense has had the Falcons in really tonight is second and long. A big opportunity for them to get a stop and get the ball back before halftime.
Dixon flanks White. Throws a quick out here and right through the hands of Hall.
He had a blocker out there as
Yeah,
well.
it was on target.
Wasn't a lot of defenders on this near sideline to stop that play. Now an even bigger opportunity. Central only has 2 third downs so far, converted both of them. Neither of them have been this long, though.
Third down, 15. Clock at 4:17 to go in the first half. White drifting, throwing, open. Too much cushion again, missed tackles. Still on his feet, struggling forward to the 32-yard line. So it's a 32-yard gain on the pass from White.
Boy, a long developing play where he is staring down the receiver he wants the entire time, and it's a perfect route.
Yeah.
At the marker, and you're right, a couple missed tackles allowed him to get 15 extra yards there. That is almost a backbreaker for the Rockets defense.
Trayvon Hall was the receiver, and Gardendale has an injury on the field. Next week, we got a good one. Minor, who is currently unbeaten. Mortimer Jordan, who's playing better football the last couple of weeks. That'll be right down the road at Mortimer Jordan, right down the road from here in Gardendale. Watch it live right here on Jeffco Ed TV. Coach Abrams has done a magnificent job at Minor this year.
Yeah, that's a 4-0 team looking for a region title. Obviously, things get a little tougher for them in the second half of the season.
No doubt. They've had a favorable schedule, no doubt.
They have. Tonight is almost a good tune-up game for that second half. They're at Ramsey, so that's obviously always a big one for both of those schools.
But we had them in the JV championship, if I remember, Minor. So they had that young talent come up.
We're going to see if we recognize any of those names when we get over there next week.
And infuse that team to be getting a pretty good jump on 2025 so far. So coming out very gingerly for the Rockets is number 5, and that's Ian Coleman, who's a Spur, is his position. Kind of an outside linebacker, drops in coverage some, but he is walking very gingerly and in pain right there to get back to the sideline.
Yeah, that's kind of been just what's going on with the Rockets this year is the amount of injuries that they've had to suffer through. And, I mean, you see the C right there on his chest. You know what this guy means to this defense and to this team. And that not going to speculate, but we certainly hope that's nothing long-term for him. And if it's going to happen in a non-region game and get him back next week. But it's just another tough spot for Gardendale to be in.
So Gardendale had them in a third down and 15. They navigate that. Now they're back inside the 35-yard line with 4 minutes to go in this second quarter. Trying to answer Gardendale's touchdown from just a few minutes ago.
Gardendale, you see a starter go out like that. You just gave up a big third down conversion. You're already down 3 touchdowns. Got to get out there and keep playing and avoid one of those big plays from the Falcons.
White fakes the outside pass. Beautiful throw into double coverage, but his man, Hall, had beaten the coverage for the Rockets. The ball was there. Great pass.
I thought he threw that ball too early, but the timing of that, a great ball. That went through both of his hands. You could see his reaction.
Wow.
He thought he should have caught that ball. I think he's going to hear that from the sideline as well. Obviously a good game for Hall already tonight, but that could have been another one. Terrific throw from Armani White.
Second down and 10. Hall will get a breather as he checks out. Got a little bunch formation on the right side. They go left with Dixon. He's around the corner, but can't get out of the reach of Cusimano on that far side. Cusimano's 20th tackle on the year. And it'll be third down and 6.
Yeah, that was Dixon's first carry since that 87-yard touchdown. I think obviously we've seen them take some deep shots. They're seeing something in the passing game that they like, and we noticed it. I mean, players are getting beat deep. The safeties really weren't covering, I guess, over the top very well. Much better coverage on the last couple of deep shots, and so I think we might see Dixon get a lot more carries here going forward.
Dixon on the left side of White now. Rolling, throw Dixon, nobody over there, nobody accounting for him. Cusimano late getting there. Dixon down the sideline, and he is in for the touchdown. So another third and fairly long. Cusimano was caught inside and wasn't drifting out there, as you'll see on this replay, to get Dixon. He was all alone.
And White knew exactly where he was going to be.
Good blocking. Look at that.
Great blocking all the way down and being able to give him still some space on the sideline. Again, a play that just looked a little bit too easy for the Falcons. I know they've got a lot of talented players over there. Armani White, he looked like he was under pressure for a second. He always knew where his dump-off option would be, and Dixon was there. And you spotted it right away as soon as he touched that ball. There was no one over there. Made a 30-yard run after the catch look very easy.
Wolf on for his 5th extra point. It's up, and it's good. 35-7. Central of Tuscaloosa on top in our Jeff Coed TV Game of the Week. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more. You're watching Jeff Coed TV.
Are you ready for a fun-filled journey through some of your favorite stories? Join us with Jeff Coed's Storybook Adventures. From the inspiring Let the Children March, highlighting Black History Month, to the heartwarming friendship between Maddie and Sophia in Maddie's Fridge, and the spooky thrills of Jasper the Rabbit and Creepy Carrots. There's something for everyone. Dive into the magic of reading with us. Perfect for pre-K through 3rd grade adventures. These stories are read by members of your very own Jeff Coed family. You can tune in right here on Jeff Coed TV or our social media.
Welcome back to Jeff Coed TV. Wolf puts his foot to it. Caught at the 13. Central's been fantastic on kick returns, and they are again. They only allow 10 yards after the catch to Gooden, and they've done that all game. See if Wiggins comes back out. We've got 3:15 to go in this first half.
Surprisingly enough, the 24-yard line for Gardendale is their best starting field position of the night. I know we talked about how Central's making plays from all over the field, but field position still matters to your offense.
Yeah.
And they have not been able to get past the 25-yard line, and that comes from Central scoring every possession, and, as you mentioned, good kickoff coverage.
Well, and Central will get the kick after the half, so Gardendale really needs to do something here. Come away with some points. Wiggins, screen, pump faked it, got hit, and that's going to sail out of bounds. What they call it, an incomplete pass or fumble? Incomplete, I think. Okay.
Yeah, it looked a little wobbly coming out, and it might have even gone backwards.
That's what I was wondering.
It was very close, and that could have, I mean, it bounced out of bounds, so it didn't matter. Gardendale would have retained possession, but that's 14-yard difference. If that was called a fumble instead, that was mighty close coming out of his hand.
2nd down and 10. Play clock at 16. Wiggins gets it in. Evans, the running back next to him. Haven't seen Hanner on offense in the last few series. Evans bursts through the middle, up to the 41-yard line. So, great gain there, 17 yards for Evans.
And listen, I mean, you're looking down at their rushing stats. They haven't had a negative rushing play since that reverse on the very first play of the game. I know you're down 4 touchdowns. It's hard to say, hey, rely on the run. But sometimes you just got to go with what's working.
Handoff again. That time is not working.
That's on me.
That's a hand inside. Jackson Carlisle blasted through and knocked down Evans.
No negative plays. It's a classic announcer's jinx. So
Lost 2 is second down and 12. Well, there's Hanner finally in the game. Up top there. Throw it out, wide receiver screen. Evans got it. Boy, coming up hard for Central. That was an outstanding play. Javarski Lanier, watch him come up hard.
That's you hit someone hard with your shoulder. Sometimes you see a guy celebrate or bounce off themselves. He hit him, managed to keep his feet, and then still brought him down when he was laying on the ground. That's a good defensive play. Got to make your block out there if you're going to set up a wide receiver screen, though. That's a big play if you're over here on the sideline saying what went wrong on a wide receiver screen. You got to have your blocks out there, and you got to have your skill players making sure to create some space.
Javarski Lanier. Again with that stop. Wiggins rolling left. He's rolled left so much, and he's been very successful. And he finds, again, one of his favorite targets tonight in Keenan.
That's probably the best throw we've seen from Wiggins all night. He was rolling to his left, but he managed just enough time to set his feet. Got that extra power that we haven't seen from him when he short-armed a couple of throws. Tight spiral, just enough space for his receiver to get his feet in bounds as well. That's a great throw.
Wiggins, a sophomore, again had a strong game last week against Minor, over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Trying to get confidence, throws it out there. This time delivered perfectly to Hanner, and he's marked out of bounds. Let's see where they put him at the 30. That's a 19-yard gain.
A good adjustment by Hanner to make that catch in the backfield and be able to turn his body to still carry momentum. When that ball's thrown behind you, it's hard to keep that momentum going.
So Gardendale with back-to-back drives here, positivity. First and 10 from the 30, minute 16 to go in the first half. Handoff Evans, good idea, but not great execution, but I like the idea of throwing, and don't forget about Evans running in the middle.
Yeah, surprised it didn't work. We're down to a minute left now. They've had urgency. They've been running some hurry up, but now you're looking at a spot where you're finally, inside the 30, and they're slowing down and huddling. And I mean, like you mentioned, this is a big drive. You don't want to go in empty-handed after finally getting your offense going here late in the second quarter.
And already it's been about 20 seconds run off the clock before they snap it. Second down and 9. Down to 35 seconds. Wiggins looking over the middle, threw it up for grabs, and I think that's a diving catch. They got it. Diving interception by Javarski Lanier on the deflection. Take a look.
Again, we've seen him put some zip on some passes to fit it into some tight windows tonight, but once that ball gets tipped up, it's anybody's ball, and Central has been reacting more quickly every single time. And once that ball went up in the air, you kind of just thought that the Central was going to be able to come away with that. And their big playability, 28 seconds left, couple of timeouts. 70 yards doesn't seem that far.
And it's weird because they attack the edges so successfully, but in the interior between the hash marks, it's been a little dicey. So we'll see if Central attacks right now. I mean, they've only got 28 seconds, but they've scored.
Why not?
From 87 and 68 so far.
They haven't had a possession fall short yet in this first half.
Handoff, no, they throw it. Look, that play. And they've got it to the 50, 40. White all the way, still on his feet, and that's a touchdown. Just like you said, White drops back, a little crossing route, and he gets it to Keandre Harris, and that's a touchdown.
He pulled that back. I think he brought in just enough of the defense to hit a quick slant route. And a lot of defenders got down there and did a good job, and then they all kind of got crossed up. Allowed him to just kind of hug the sideline there. And just another big play. It's their fifth play of at least 30 yards.
Wolf is on for the extra point. 73-yard touchdown on a crossing route. Not satisfied to go in with a 28 seconds to go. kick is up, and it is good. 42-7.
11 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
So,
42, Gardendale 7.
Gardendale in deep trouble.
Yeah, if you thought the interception was the backbreaker, it's the play that comes after the interception that truly feels like the backbreaker now. And we've heard Coach Firestone say it before, that how they've responded to being down. And specifically, he's talked about his team's third quarter defense, their ability to come out, make adjustments. But, I mean, you're down 35 points. I don't know how many adjustments you can make. Yeah, you're seeing
it's a lot of possessions.
Yeah, you've seen some plays on offense that might give you hope that you could score a couple more touchdowns. But being able to make up 5 touchdowns and come up with 5 consecutive stops, it seems like a tall task for this team on this night, especially with the way Central's playing.
So Wolf will kick it away. Central just having some fun right now, 42-7, with a lot of explosive big plays offensively.
You call it a perfect game for an offense, 6 possessions, 6 touchdowns. 4 of those possessions were 3 plays or less.
Kickoff to Evans, the best field position of the night, to the 27. But I'm not sure how much it's going to matter as the clock melts away.
They let that clock run out there.
Yeah. They're going to, I think, put a few seconds back on. Well, or are they not? Gardendale's heading to the locker room, so they're letting it melt away. And I guess the referee's saying, okay, if you guys want to go, we'll let you go. So Matt Coulter's down there trying to get Coach Pippin as he heads into the first half locker room. Central's just playing lights out right now. 4-1 on the year, like we said. They've only won 5 games a year the last 2, and they could win their 5th now.
And you can frown upon the 5-5 seasons, but that's been improvement in itself for a Central program that hadn't done a lot since Pippin was a player. And now they're at the point where they have high expectations, and not just moving to 5-1, but moving to 5-1 with a very impressive performance as well.
Let's go to Matt Coulter, who's got Coach Pippin on the sideline. Matt?
Coach Pippin, I got to tell you, pretty impressive first half.
Yes, sir, man. Biggest thing, we preached execution tonight, and I think the guys did a pretty good job of executing so far in this first half, but we got to finish the game strong.
You can make great plays in the open field. You got guys that are fast, but then they know what to do with it once they catch the football.
Yes, sir. That's one thing we pride ourselves on as a program, is being elusive, being fast, and being explosive. So I'm a former trainer before I started coaching, so I train NFL guys, college guys, high school guys. So I'm big on speed and agility. So that's a big part of our program.
Well, you know, from last year, Gardendale's got fight in them. They'll be back in the second half.
Oh yeah, for sure. We definitely can't count this team out. So we got to finish strong.
Thanks to Mario.
Yeah.
Head to halftime.
Thank you.
As you know, halftime's also all about the bands. And we'll start with the Central Falcons marching band and their band director.
Closing the show, we feature our entire auxiliary, starting with the seniors. The song Happy by the Real Wiggins.
My name's Caleb White.
My name's Antoine Cook.
And my name's Morgan Hovater.
This year's show is entitled Divas Part 2, as a continuation of our 2019 show, Divas Part 1. We open with Dolly Parton's 9 to 5.
Then we go into Bang Bang by Jessie J, Nicki Minaj, and Ariana Grande.
And then we go into Lover by Taylor Swift.
And then to close, we have Pat Benatar's Holding Out for a Hero and Bonnie Tyler's Heartbreaker.
Thank Taylor Swift's Lover, and for the first time in Driver, Holding Out for a Hero.
We can't see your smile.
Drum majors, Caleb White, Antoine Cook, and Morgan Hovater. Is the band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Rocket Marching Band. Marching Band. Instructor is Holly Fedway, Rocket Sponsor, Engineering, by taking beer and Mexicana, additional simplified, Arthurs and Gentlemen, and Morgan Ramsey. The Rocket Marching Band is performing in competition tomorrow at the Pride of the Valley Band Competition at Central Valley High School. The R&B performs
Are you ready for a fun-filled journey through some of your favorite stories? Join us with Jeff Coed's Storybook Adventures. From the inspiring Let the Children March, highlighting Black History Month, to the heartwarming friendship between Maddie and Sophia in Maddie's Fridge, and the spooky thrills of Jasper the Rabbit and Creepy Carrots. There's something for everyone. Dive into the magic of reading with us. Perfect for pre-K through 3rd grade adventures. These stories are read by members of your very own Jeff Coed family. You can tune in right here on Jeff Coed TV or our social media.
Welcome back to Gardendale. The Rockets down 42-7 here at the half. Caleb Turntide's got some of the scores for you around the area. Caleb.
Yeah, obviously a couple of big ones last night. I'm sure if you're watching us, chances are you tuned into that Clay Chalkville-Thompson game last night. That was a thriller. Clay Chalkville winning 28-24. Caleb Barber with 3 touchdowns, including a one-handed catch to win that game late. A defensive touchdown for Colton McIntyre as well for the Cougars. Cherokee County defeated Shades Valley 28-13. Cherokee County, the number 4 team in 4A. Tough draw for the Mounties there for a non-region game. For tonight's games, Hewitt-Trussville, number 3 in 7A, leads Pinson Valley 28-0 at halftime. Pleasant Grove trailing number 5 Anniston 29-0 at halftime. Fort Payne up 14-0 on Mortimer Jordan. Jacksonville and Corner, that is a low-scoring battle right now. Corner leading 3-0. Corner 3-1 on the season, trying to bounce back after a region loss that we were out there, or just missed the region loss to Ramsey. We were out there the week before. Then Hillcrest and Hueytown, that's been a good one. Hueytown leading 20-14. That's obviously been a game that used to be a region game, and they played several battles, Hueytown and Hillcrest, before they kept that as a non-region game on the schedule. Then we have 4 teams on bye tonight as well. Mid-season bye week. That's a lot of coaches like to have that kind of reset, get healthy again. And 4 of our schools are there tonight. All non-region games tonight. No playoff implications. Obviously, you could get into the tiebreakers, but more likely than not, no playoff implications with these games tonight. Resetting, kind of testing yourself, seeing where you're at against other teams, and a lot of challenges tonight.
Yeah, gauge
with
on the
these teams.
midseason. That's right. Just like Clay Chalkville-Thompson last night, it doesn't matter to either, but it's a huge win for Clay Chalkville. Thompson, it affects them, except you learn from it. Clay Chalkville learns how good they are. But at the end of the day, as we talk about all the time, region play is where it's at. You can literally lose every other game and be okay. You don't want to do that, obviously, but it probably precedes conference play in college football to the other, because you got so many factors for the playoffs there. But here, and that's where our brains go, right? But in high school, it literally is region play.
Yeah, and I think a good example of that has been Hueytown in recent years, right?
Yeah.
And how much has Coach Patterson challenged his teams in non-region
Just
play?
to
They lead
better.
right now. They're 2-2 this season, and they're 2-0 in region play.
Yeah.
And I know we might be going there. Pelham as
3-0 in the region play, and they started very poor.
Oh, yeah, a team that won one game last year, by the way. I'm a Pelham grad, so I keep up with them closely. And that Hail Mary in week 2 against Oak Mountain hurt, and they bounced back with 3 regional wins right off the bat. They're trying to get back to the playoffs. Yeah, they looking much better. They have a bye week tonight as well.
And now they played an easier schedule, but still.
They put themselves in a position to be a challenge with Spain Park and Benjamin Russell.
Let's go to Chris Osborne, who's got Coach Firestone down there. Chris.
Chris Osborne here with Jeff Coed TV. Coach, what was the message to your players?
Well, we just need to focus on one play at a time. Okay, we've had some missed assignments. The big plays have been the tail of the night, but we just need to play one play at a time, get back in this game, just do this you can, do our job.
Looks like Ian Coleman might be out for the rest of the night with an ankle injury. Who has to step up?
With Jordan White's coming in the game and Corden Bird. Yep.
Coach, thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to your team.
Thank you.
All right. Back to you guys up top.
So Central and Gardendale as we wait here for kickoff in the second half.
I mean, Gardendale, Coach Firestone said it correctly, right? It's the taking it one play at a time. That's all they can do right now. You can't be looking at the scoreboard. You can't score 5 touchdowns in one play. Like we mentioned pretty much throughout the whole half, they had some success. It's about stringing it together, having consistency.
Bands from our area, including Gardendale, will be showing off their talents tomorrow at Pinson Valley High School. That's where the Pride of the Valley is happening at Pinson Valley's football stadium. More than 20 bands competing. 11 of them are Jeff Coed School, so 11 of 13 there. You can watch the band competition live right here on Jeff Coed TV tomorrow morning starting at 11 o'clock. It'll be good to watch. The Big G on the middle of the field, but it hasn't happened in the middle of the beating hearts for the Rockets, although they had a little there going in the middle of the second quarter and scored a touchdown and had some first downs put together and had some near misses. But then Central scores so easily with, to your point, 3 of the 6 drives have been –
4 of the 6 drives.
4 of the 6 drives, 3
less.
plays or less.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
And they get the ball, right? I mean, we talked about field position being an issue for Gardendale's offense. It hasn't been. With, pooch kicks and all this and giving Central good field position. I mean, does it matter? If I'm sitting there down 5 touchdowns, I know if you're a defensive coach, you're like, give me as much room as possible.
Yeah.
But you're thinking, do you still want to come back and win this game? It's like an onside kick. Why not?
I mean,
so, what's the difference in 50 yards and 90 yards for this offense right now?
There's not much. They've had drives. They've scored from anywhere and rather quickly. So kicking it off for Gardendale, that is Logan Stewart. Caught by Hall there, and he slips down. That's about the only way Central's been stopped tonight, slipping on the turf to the 32. He might have gotten to the 35 or 40.
Yeah, I mean, even the speed that he had catching that ball is not something we've seen on Gardendale's kick return. Just be able to come up, and the coverage doesn't get down there quick enough, and you think a return that doesn't look like much, 24 yards, out to the 32-yard line.
And that was Freeman on the return, not Hall, number 4. So here come the Falcons. Amari White, number 1, who's just really been very comfortable back there. You'd like to at least make him uncomfortable if you can. Dixon, flank right, handoff, Dixon, left corner. Good support, but just an easy stiff arm for Dixon. There's not enough resistance, Caleb, coming up. Positioning there was Carson Ellis, the linebacker. He just flicked him off.
Yeah, that's a couple of great blocks there. A lead blocker, you just give him just enough of an edge, and we've seen what he can do when he doesn't have a blocker. Give him no space. He makes it look easy. A play that gets you 18 yards that felt like it could have been stopped to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. And it's another first down for the Falcons at the 45-yard line. Looks like a scrimmage right now with Central. Rockets need to bow up here. White drops, a little pressure, and they're going to have it. Right when you need a play, Gage Dodson comes in. And also Liam Peak, a backup defensive tackle, sandwich it.
Yeah, it's a great job of coming inside once you get forced to the outside. And that's the first time we've seen him hold the ball that long because coverage was there, allowing the defensive line to get there. No big blitz or anything, just a defensive front that finally made some move and had some time to make the move as the coverage was there downfield.
James Coffey also in on that tackle. So to Caleb's point, 3 defensive linemen were in there, including Dotson, the linebacker. Second down and 12. Handoff. Dixon left right in now. Kind of a cross buck action. and he's got the first down. He's so quick getting on the edge. He's just there in a blink.
And you can tell that the Gardendale defense either maybe not ready for the speed. It might be the strides. He's a tall running back compared to a lot of running backs you have, and the size isn't just in his bulk, but the strides that he takes and the angles are just off when they're trying to get into the backfield. They have players there, and he just has been able to go around them.
12-yard gain for Dixon. White drops. Good protection this time, going deep. He's got a man wide open, just overshoots him. And he was trying to find Eubanks on that post pattern, and that was wide open. It's a touchdown if he throws it on time.
Yeah, I think the throw, looking back, I saw Eubanks stumble a little bit when he beat his receiver. It might have been some incidental contact. Throw was actually there. He just stumbled a little bit, slowed him down, and it's one of those where it's like, you let go of the ball as a quarterback, and you see him start to stumble, and you say, well, we had it. It just didn't work out this time, and don't be surprised they go back to that well over and over again, at least as long as Armani White's in this game.
2nd down and 10. Dixon flank right, trips down below. 4 wide receiver set. They never run a tight end that we see. Hall gets the screen and splits 2 defenders. So they have him bottled up, but they don't tackle him. And now they're going to mark him as stepped out, but he was very close to having a first down.
Yeah, I think that talks
they got a
to
flag. All right.
Coach Pippen and how he talks about being elusive and explosiveness, because when they have even a minuscule amount of space, you can talk about the defense.
Yeah.
And Coach Firestone will tell you they need to get out there and collapse these a little bit
Be
more
aggressive.
quickly.
Yeah.
But to Central's credit, these guys are hitting holes with speed and they're not hesitating. And so when you have that happen, that's the makings of a good offense against any kind of defense.
This has been about the only thing that has stopped Central's a mistake, which has been very few and rare. So that was a hold. So that'll bring it back to the 48-yard line of Gardendale. 2nd down and about 14. Central in no hurry. They swing it out. Dixon gets a block. Left side again, and he'll pick up about 5 of that back to make it 3rd down and 9.
That's a play that we haven't seen too much from Gardendale's defense is use the sideline. Use the sideline as that defender, right? You might not feel confident that you can break a guy like that down when you're a smaller defender, but use that sideline as your extra defender and don't just let him walk the tight line. Actually force him out there.
This is the longest. They had a 3rd and 15 they converted back in the 2nd quarter. This might be the 2nd longest third. Well, they hadn't had many 3rd downs.
Yeah, 4 for 4.
Yeah.
So far.
Not many. White drops back. Dixon floating out as a safety valve. He's going deep again. Got a man there and just through his hands. He had 2 guys deep. And is that Hall again? Yep. Trayvon Hall. Right through his hands.
Oh, you're right. He had 2 guys deep. I was looking over here at the near receiver and didn't even see Hall coming across the middle of the field. It's the second one that's caught him in between his hands, maybe touched both of his hands. A tough catch. You're running full speed. That ball's coming down. It's a tough catch, but, man, that's a couple that of all the things that have clicked for the Falcons tonight, that's the first time that they're actually going to pay for missing a play.
Yeah. So for you fans watching, this is called a punt. Central hasn't done it in this game. We haven't seen much of it. And Wolf will kick it away. And, boy, they're fortunate there as it bounds into the end zone. And Gardendale will start play on the 20. There's Eric Firestone. First-year coach, moved up from a defensive coordinator position.
And that's the kind of start he was talking about. I mean, you gave up a couple of plays. They got across midfield. Would have been very easy to say it's the same thing. Be able to lock in and get your first stop of the night. Get your offense back out there. Again, you can't look at the scoreboard and say we're going to score 5 touchdowns in a row.
Yeah.
But you got to stop. And that's what you got to take.
Play, right?
Oh,
and you want to get better. And you want to see if Wiggins is the guy and all these things. So there's still a lot of reasons to continue to play this particular game, regardless of the scoreboard. There's the handoff. Is that Evans inside? He's had some runs tonight, and he's got some more good runs, as it looks like he'll get about 6 on that right side. So the running game, to your point, has picked up since the second quarter.
Yeah, and Evans has been the workhorse of that. I know they like to split it up, but he's had a couple of the big runs, 2 or 3 of at least 15 yards, and a big play on first down. That's what we talked about, kind of put them in this hole, is not having success on first downs. But if they can have that, that success in the run game and early downs, you could see them winning at least the second half.
Fake the run, the time again, just behind him. It's a timing thing, right? You can see that. We can see it. Beasley was there, tight coverage, but just a little on that right hip, and it's knocked away.
Yeah, and he hesitated. It felt like he had the right time to throw it. And
he made the
almost
fake
double
and still hesitated.
Yeah, and the coverage was there. It's not bad to double think about these things. I mean, you don't want to throw it into tight coverage. And again, credit to Central's.
But he's got him on his hip, right? So.
Yeah. And it's also one of those plays where it's a quick trigger either way. Those RPOs, if you're gonna pull the handoff, you gotta lay it in and make the throw.
3rd and 2. I was gonna say get the first down, but they kind of knew it was coming and nowhere to go for Evans and making the big stop. Marcus Muse, the defensive end for the Falcons, and there you go, 3 plays and out.
Yeah, the 1st and 10s, and then the early down, 2nd and short. I understand thinking about a pass play, but again, you see what
do
is
you
being
though if you're running it like that?
I don't know. I mean,
is that the point?
This is an offense that's thrown the ball 26 times already, right? And they obviously want to be able to throw the ball, and that will you need to have balance. It's just, you see it, and we see it in hindsight. And say every time it feels like one of these throws are missed, it sets them back, and that's what ends up stalling out the drive.
Whistle and play a stop. Hanner back to kick. Ian Coleman deep for the Falcons. Timeout? What'd they call?
12 on the field and a timeout.
Yeah, it looked like they call a timeout maybe to, was that before in time? Or?
They marked them back 5.
And now a timeout. So the halftime speech hasn't kicked in as of yet. We're at Hueytown High School Tuesday for girls flag football. 3 games back-to-back right there on Jeffco Ed TV. Minor Hueytown, then Minor Northridge, and Northridge against Hueytown. Live coverage at 4:30 right here on Jeffco Ed TV.
Certainly a growing sport.
The tri-match.
We've seeing it at the Super 7 over the last couple of years has really been that sign where it's like obviously you have a lot of programs who are young and growing, and it might not look as great as they want it to, but when you get into those playoffs and that Super 7 team, man, that's some really good.
I think it's pretty cool. Yeah,
very much enjoyed those games. Last year. I mean, Central Phoenix City, those games aren't as much enjoyable as they are over by the end of the first quarter last year. But there's a lot of good teams, and it's only growing.
Hanner gets it away. He has a 64-yarder, and the play is stopped again.
That play should have been stopped pretty quickly. Whether it was a false start or offsides, a bunch of people moved at that line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped.
So it's offsides was the early indication. Let's see if that sticks.
That just makes that illegal substitution hurt even worse, because that would have resulted in a first down if it was still 4th and 4.
Still 4th and 4 now after back-to-back penalties. Hanner will try to kick it away again. Kicked it to the right, and it'll bound just a little too far to the right, and Central will have great field position again at the 44-yard line. Up by 35 points, 6:30 to go here in the third quarter. Coach Pippen there for the Falcons, played there about, 18, 19 years ago or so, and then now he's the head coach. And again, 5-5 a couple of years, and tonight will be win number 5 for this year already.
A great running back. So when you talk about seeing explosive offense tonight, and he talked about training and NFL, college players, he was a pretty good back himself. He obviously knows an offense that worked well at Central back in the day. He was on that 4A state championship team, an all-state running back on that team.
Yeah. 1st and 10. Handoff, bouncing outside, but Gardendale with a few defensive plays to get in there. Cade was the ball carrier, and a host of Rockets over there to drag him down.
First time we've seen him get a carry. I wonder if we're already at the point where we might not see a lot more of Dixon.
Yeah.
Again, with how important he is to this offense, I don't know, you might see him a couple more times, but certainly going to limit his carries in a non-region game that they feel they're comfortably winning right now.
And Freeman's in there too. They pull it on the RPO crossing route. Good call. On time, on target. And that's a 12-yard gain for the first down.
Yeah, Armani White, he's delivered a lot of these RPOs, making the perfect reads. They look like easy throws, and you might be worried like technique and how his arm action and all that, but he makes it work. And as long as he's making the correct reads, you can run that offense against anybody, and you're going to have success.
Marcus Grayson on that catch for the first down. 1st and 10. Football at the 44. 42-7. Again, Gardendale just trying to find something positive defensively, offensively, something to build on for the rest of the season. Handoff, Freeman, and he's bottled up. Some pretty good resistance there on defense. Carson Ellis was there. Also Dotson, number 45 right there.
I think it shows you now, obviously Central has several good players, but it shows you how special Anthony Dixon really is. It's how easy he makes it look on against a Gardendale defense that isn't just getting run over by every running play, but Anthony Dixon is just special. I'd be surprised if that Liberty offer that he got is going to be his last D1 offer with the way that he's played.
And he gets the edge so quickly.
Speed and size.
His reaction time is fantastic. Freeman on the swing. Great blocking. No resistance. And he is down to the 2-yard line. 38 yards on that one. Unless they marked him out early. They marked him out on the 4, so let's call it 36.
And that's, again, one of those swing passes we saw very early on a couple of times. And they just get their guys into space, and so quickly they don't think about where they're going. They don't really look at where their blocks are. Their blocks have been there, but it's just trust that they're gonna have space for you, and so far that has worked.
And the understated part of the game on big plays is, wide receivers are blocking when you get big plays, and their wide receivers have been fantastic blocking. Freeman didn't like the vision, didn't like what he saw inside, bottled in, found the left hole over there behind the left tackle, and easy touchdown.
Yeah, 5th rushing touchdown of the night for the Falcons, and I think the 3rd one that we've seen that seemed bottled up in the middle but too easy to get on the outside. You got to set that edge. You can do all you want in the middle, but if you don't have someone setting the edge, pretty much every running back is going to be able to bounce out and make it look easy like that. Another big rushing night for the Falcons.
48-7. And Gardendale giving up over 200 passing and rushing coming into the game. So they don't have any side of the ledger there defensively to hang their hat on, and that's what they're trying to find, something that they can stop.
228 rushing yards now for the Falcons, 5 rushing touchdowns. And it feels like their big plays have come in the passing game over the top.
Let's go to Matt Coulter on the sideline. Matt.
We talked an awful lot about the weather here in Gardendale tonight, and it is perfect. 70 degrees now with a light breeze. It's so good, we may have mentioned this in the first half, that they are not having heat timeouts, water breaks. And sometimes when a game is this lopsided, they'll go ahead and run what we call a fast clock in the second half. But I think Gardendale wants to take the snaps, don't y'all? I mean, they have 19 brand new starters. You got to get them snaps. Scott?
They don't exactly have the depth to fill in anymore.
Handy again. Keep it to the hot hand. He's got 5 around the left side. Their running game has shown moments of being pretty good.
Yeah, again, you can be nitpicky and talk about the play calling, talk about how often they've gone to the run game, but you have to be able to do both.
And you got to have something to hang your hat on, right? I mean,
yeah, and when you're down by this much, I understand. You think you have to throw the ball as much as you did early on. But the running game is what's moved the ball.
And there's the fight of Handy again. He got stopped at the line of scrimmage, but he'll pick up 2. So now it's 3rd down and 2. And obviously this is 4-down territory in the middle of the field.
Yeah, in a situation that you haven't been in very often tonight, right? It's 3rd and 2. It's been 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 15. Well, we saw 3rd and 25. I mean, it hasn't been easy situations that Gardendale is putting themselves in.
In spread formation. Handoff. No, they throw it. Slant route. That time on target, on time. And Beasley with a nice catch to the 40. So that's a 7-yard gain.
That's the kind of RPO they've been looking for the whole time. Coverage is there again. That's pretty much, they've been on top of him every single time on those plays, on these slants. But that ball was put into his stomach before the defender could even get there. It's a good throw from Ridge Wiggins to talk about, they want to get him experience, figure out if he's the guy, get him comfortable in the offense. He's shown a lot of signs that tell me that this guy could be a long-term starter for this program.
And he delivers a nice football. Handoff Evans, and again, 4, maybe 5, close, certainly 4. Or actually, that's not even Evans. It's another running back, General Wiltshire. He's normally a quarterback.
Running the Wildcat for him. That's first handoff he's taken. He did score their touchdown, though.
So he got 3. They're going to give him 2nd down and 7. Pulls it. Boy, they're in on him so fast and crashing in. Carlisle, number 52 for the Falcons. He didn't have a chance there.
It's the first time they've gotten home on a sack so far. And again, it's because they've been able to get the ball out of his hands so quickly with these short routes. But once again, you get into a 3rd and longer situation.
Let's go to Chris on the sidelines. Chris.
All right, guys, on nights like this, you definitely need somebody to cheer for you. And so we've got some interesting information about the Gardendale cheerleaders and the Rockettes. So let's start with introductions.
Hi, I'm Kristen Landrum. I'm the varsity coach.
Hi, I'm Olivia Smith, and I'm the JV coach. And I'm Angie Morgan, and I'm the Rockettes coach.
All right, so real quickly, you guys have a big competition come up. Who wants to tell us about that?
At the end of January, we're going to compete at Nationals in Orlando, Florida, and we're doing the new Spirit program this year. And the Rockettes and cheerleaders, they're doing a routine together.
All right, so tell us real quick, because we got to get back to the game. So what's it like practicing cheer and dance together?
Very different, because the girls are having to do different things that they haven't done before. So it's a mix of both dance and cheer from each of the other teams.
What do you think about all of this?
I think it's great. I think it's going to be great for our community. It's going to promote school spirit, having both teams work together, and I think it's going to be amazing.
All right, let's hear some of that spirit. Back to you guys upstairs.
There's the long pass, and is caught down there. Keenan with a catch, maybe the best passing catch, well, not maybe, certainly, for the Rockets tonight.
The ball was just kind of dropped into a basket over there for him. One of the few times they've let him throw it over the top. Good drop back, another good-looking spiral, and boy,
pretty good
defender
coverage.
couldn't even find the ball. That was perfectly dropped in there. Great throw.
That's the kind of potential they saw with Wiggins when they made this move. First and goal for the Rockets, trying to get their second touchdown of the night. Wilcher's in there, the backup quarterback, the running quarterback. Everybody knows it in the ballpark, and he's drugged down there to Garius Henderson. You think it's a face mask is what Caleb thinks, and yeah, he got him around the helmet for sure. If it wasn't a face mask, he got him around the helmet.
I'd say it could be a 15-yarder, but when you're this close, it's either, doesn't matter if it's a personal foul or not, it'll be 2 yards either way.
You do get the first down back, but they'll take yards as any way they can get them.
Yeah, they clearly like this Wildcat formation. They got that long line kind of huddle that we see sometimes at the college level.
Yeah.
Get up there quickly for a Wildcat formation.
Wilcher getting the lead block and just not a lot going on. Football's loose. Thought they should have blown the whistle for stopping that momentum, but they did not. I didn't hear a whistle.
Yeah, it's another one of those fine line plays where it's like, do you let him keep fighting, or how? I thought he was stopped.
His progress was.
Yeah, he certainly was, and I don't even know if he was laying on top of somebody. His knee could have been down too, but ball was stripped while he was on that pile. And
I kind of like the threat of Wiggins in there to allow the run. With Wilcher, they're pretty much snapping and he runs it. There it is again. And it's like Central knows that's coming. There's not much chance he's going to throw it, and they're just laying their ears back watching where he goes.
Yeah, there's a big reason why the Wildcat formation has worked and became a possibility, because you put someone in motion every play. And then it's about, is it for the sweep or is it for the quarterback to keep and run up the middle? And that's what causes confusion. And when you have no one in motion, you have no sweep option, you haven't shown a pass, you allow 8 guys to be in the box and go straight up the middle every time.
2 down territory for sure, I would think. 3rd down and goal. Wiggins looks left, throws right, dumped right there. Good hit. But I think that's Evans who gets it at least inside the 2.
Yeah,
Javarski Lanier again with another big hit.
Not just a good hit. We see a lot of big hits like that inside the 1-2 yard line. It's being able to hit someone like that and put them on the ground without being able to cross the goal line, and that's a great hit.
Wiggins is in on 3rd and 2, and looks like he's going to take a snap under center, which you never see in high school football. Gets it, pitch, Evans, and he's got nothing. The pursuit is there. He had no shot, no chance. And Gardendale is out on downs.
Again, it's kind of like that 3rd and long we saw earlier, an option to the short side. Just a little toss play to the short side. You don't even have that side overloaded with blockers. And Central had 3 guys in the backfield by the time he even caught that pitch. I don't know if it's a design flaw or execution flaw.
Yeah.
Or just a play call flaw.
I didn't like the Wildcat.
I would be fine with it even going forward on 1st down. I mean, you scored on it earlier, right? You allowed it to bounce outside when you were on the 2 yard line. And once it didn't work, you're right. You were running the ball well out of shotgun with a spread out set.
With the threat of a throw.
And
that's the point to me.
Oh, yeah. Or a threat of a different option.
Yeah. Just catching it in half a second, then tucking it is not fooling anyone on the Wildcat, at least not fooling Central. Gardendale is in there themselves. It's not going to be a safety, but it's going to be on the 1 or inside the 1 as they came barreling in defensively. They knocked down Jackson Hughes.
6 different ball carrier for Central. I think they have a different quarterback in there as well.
Yeah, 2nd and 14. Yeah, to put the quarterback in on this one is pretty daunting.
Throw him to the wolves, throw him in a tough position.
Anthony Shepard gets it and just runs it, gets that yardage they lost back to make it 3rd down and about 10.
Yeah, that's a smart play call. Obviously, you might want to put them in a position to be like, hey, this might be a position you might be in later on, but you don't waste time with a handoff. Quarterback blast up the middle, get those yards back. Maybe give yourself some breathing space after that big play from Gardendale's defense to start this drive.
Toss and inside. And that is a. Did they stop him? I think they did. Only the 2nd punt coming up for the Falcons. They stopped a couple of yards short, so Wolf will come on.
Again, a big play to put them behind the sticks early on. Yes, 2nd stringers were in for Central on that drive, but it's a difference of what 1st down can make. Being able to get a tackle for a loss on that first play, that was only their Gardendale's 3rd tackle for a loss and the biggest loss of the game for Central's offense. It's -4 yards.
So there is the long kick, and it bounds out of bounds at the 42, or actually the 41-yard line.
Certainly Gardendale's best field position of the night. First time they've started in Central territory. Might only see one more drive from this Gardendale offense. 6.5 minutes to go in the game. The way Central, if they get the ball back, obviously running the clock. Central takes a timeout before possession even gets started as they're trying to get their 2nd stringers paying attention and getting into the game. They only had about 8 defenders out there before that snap. I don't care if you have your starters or backups in. Either way, you need 11 guys out there.
Timeout on the field.
ATI Physical Therapy is proud to support Gardendale High School athletics. They have 2 locations in Gardendale to best serve your physical therapy needs. ATI is committed to making every life an active life. Dr. J and Andrews Sports Medicine are proud to be the primary health care provider for Gardendale athletics. Andrews physicians are dedicated to keeping athletes safe while aggressively pursuing victory over injury. Call 305-939-3699 for a woman.
Gardendale continues to have their first team offense out here. And again, that's one of those things, the reason that you don't see the running clock, the reason you don't see backups. So that's why they wanted to play this game, is to get these guys snaps.
So Gardendale back in after threatening again. Wiggins, another slant. He's been on target and on time, Caleb, and you know both of those have to happen, as you know, on the slant. And that's a good catch there to Crum.
Yeah, that's Crump's first catch of the night. Something that I feel
only
like
his 2nd attempt, I think, right?
Yeah, 2nd target, and that's something I think if we had heard coming into the night, probably would have said it probably would have been Gardendale offense's best night. With only 1 catch for Crump.
Wiggins throws it out again. Hanner in the flat. Makes one man miss, runs straight ahead. He's got the 1st down with a 5-yard run. As he lowered his shoulder, he was not going to be denied on the 1st down.
Yeah, that's one of those plays that first time we've really seen an offensive player catch the ball and not really care about what's in front of him, hit the hole and run full speed. That made the difference in getting that 1st down. He paid for it a little bit. His legs took a price on that 1st down, but managed to get just enough yards.
Pulled again, another on time, on target throw.
Wiggins pass complete to Trey Crum.
And that was again Crum for his
Stop made by Jarvis Wood.
back-to-back catches here with the sandwich of a Hanner catch, and that's very close to another first down. 2nd and 1. He looks more comfortable there.
He does. You might see a little bit more of a cushion from the defensive backs, but you learn from that and say it doesn't. The throw is the same. It doesn't matter where the defensive back is. The point of those RPOs is that those throws are safer, and worst case scenario is going to be an incomplete pass. You put it right on them as they cut, and you should be fine.
To me, it's such a safe throw as they hand off inside, trying to get a push, and they get the first down for sure, and a couple more on the run there. So first down, Gardendale. But to your point, the guy's always on your hip. If you make a good cut, even if they know it's coming, if it's on time, on target, it's a hard pass to defend.
Yeah, until you start seeing defensive ends drop into it, a little bubble zone, you
then
might have to start worry about it.
Yeah.
But when you see man coverage, that's the whole point of the RPO system. Is if you have man coverage and you like your one-on-one matchup, they have a quicker cut. You should be able to complete that pass.
They're creeping up on coverage now as you see the tight coverage on Hanner up top. So Wiggins sees that, and he's going to go one-on-one deep, and he had him open, just a little too tall.
Yeah, not a bad throw. You put it on that outside shoulder. That's a tough route to run. Maybe a little bit more air underneath that. Give time for Hanna to adjust. He didn't really have time to turn towards that ball. Not a bad pass, but that back shoulder fade is a tough throw to make. That's why you really only see NFL quarterbacks do it consistently.
3:49 to go in this game. And again, Gardendale's playing for next week, the week after, trying to get something going here. And the offense has looked better in the second half, although they have no points. Handoff, is that Hardy? Or Handy, I should say, around the end to the 12. So Handy picks up positive yards, and I like that call on 2nd and 10. Let's not be afraid to do what's worked pretty good tonight.
Yeah, and again, you're looking, the RPOs, you keep throwing it. You finally had Central's defense a little bit on their heels, and yeah, you're down 42 points, 3 minutes left. You're not thinking about going
again,
quick
we're
and
talking about
scoring
next
a
week.
touchdown.
Right.
You want to make the right play calls here and now, one play at a time, and good job of turning back to the run game at a moment that Central might have been a little bit more susceptible, and to get in a third and manageable.
3rd down and about 3. Beasley in motion. That kind of looked off, and it was off. Central comes up crashing hard, just kind of a run blitz almost with some of their backups coming in, and that went nowhere as Braylon Hood, a backup defensive end, came hard.
Yeah, that's another one of those timing things, I think, on the snap that time. But that's the second time we've seen a 3rd and short be a simple run up the middle, and Central be able to snuff it out pretty easily.
Let's see if they give them space for a slant, but the Falcons' corners, as you know, have come up tight. You can still execute a slant, but it's not as easy when they're tight because you got to win that battle at the line of scrimmage. Beasley
play call coming in
top.
late here.
Yeah, they
need to take a timeout.
Yeah, they will. Timeout on the field. We'll take a quick break. 2 minutes to go in the game. We're watching Jeff Coed TV.
Certainly we need more drivers, but we need folks more than that who want to make a difference.
It's the best job in the world. Bus drivers are doing a tremendous job in receiving kids each day with a smile, sending them home each day with a smile, making a difference in their lives.
Most bus drivers are there to invest in the children as well as to gain an investment for themselves. We're excited that you're interested in being a bus driver trainer. The potential is great about changing lives.
Welcome back to Gardendale. Scott Griffin, Caleb Turrentine, Chris Osborne, Matt Coulter. 4th down and about 5. It looks like it's near the middle of what they've got to get. They do have space on the left side, obviously being on the right hash mark. We'll see what they come up with the sophomore quarterback Wiggins. Dropping, looking left. Boy, it's a great play call. Hanner inside to the 7, and he's got a 1st down.
Yeah, that ball came out, but it was definitely down. I like that. It's a little different from the screens they've been running. Eyes might have been on the running back, but it was a little mid-screen with the tight end. Really well done.
Let's go to Matt Coulter real quickly on the sideline. Matt.
Never in 50 years have I seen this. That's Graham Wolf, the senior place kicker for Central. Watch. He's doing his place kicking. Right-footed. Now, when he goes out on the field, he also punts. But he punts left-footed. Back to the game.
Their running game has shown moments of being pretty good.
That's a terrific run. That's one of those low centers of balance there. Being able to stay on his feet. Got a little bit of help from one of his linemen who didn't know any better. He just kind of like pushed off of him. Stayed on his feet, nearly got to the end zone. A terrific run.
Handoff, easy run with the touchdown.
And you can see, like, Central might have backed off a little bit, whatever it is, but that drive, they were making the plays that they were missing. There wasn't much different other than a couple of throws that were better connected on. Running game looked really, really good. A response that they have had all year and they needed in that moment.
So the kick is up and good by Logan Stewart. We'll take a break. You're watching Jeff Coed TV. Welcome back to Gardendale. Scott Griffin, Caleb Turntine again. 9 seconds to go, but good to see Gardendale get on the board. 49-14 as they kick it off. Central has nobody back. They're just ready to take a knee and call it with 7 seconds to go. Looking for a new professional home? Jeff Coed could have a spot for you. We're always looking for hard workers. Folks, to join our work family, to view current openings and apply, head over to jeffcoed.com, click careers, take part in a career that is both rewarding and has the ability to change a young person's life. jeffcoed.com. One play left in this one. 49-14. Again, it's only one touchdown, but it just looks better, right, when you're double figures?
It does. And getting to score the last touchdown.
And that sounds like a homer thing to say, but it truly does.
It does, and I mean, just a little bit of confidence. It's not going to feel good either way. Don't get me wrong. They're going to go back to the locker room, and it's not going to feel good.
It's still 35 points. But
you're going to have something to say, we succeeded here. This is how we succeeded. And that's sometimes just as important as the film of looking at the things we did wrong. Because, yeah, Gardendale made some mistakes tonight. They missed some passes. But Central really just looked really, really good. Gardendale's defense could have been better. But Central just looked like a good football team, a football team that Central-Tuscaloosa hasn't had in several years. I was very impressed by the Falcons tonight. Gardendale, I think you got a lot of bright spots, whether it's for the rest of this year or for the future. There's a lot to hang your hats on this Rockets team during a coaching transition.
No doubt about it. As the Falcons and Rockets shaking hands, we'll get Eric Firestone coming up when they get through.
Ridge Wiggins, we talked about him quite a bit coming in. He ended up completing 18 of 33 passes. 33 pass attempts isn't probably something Gardendale wanted to see, but being able to.
But he got better as the game went on.
He did. He got more comfortable. 176 yards. He had that interception, but overall, not a bad night. And yeah, there were certainly some drops as well. Receivers didn't necessarily help him out as much as possible. Gardendale did run the ball for 112 yards on much fewer attempts than they put through the air. But again, as we talked off the top, it was about Gardendale's defense that has struggled this year, and they gave up 249 passing yards, 240 rushing yards, just above their average, which they had given up 41 points per game coming in, gave up 49 tonight. Central looked good.
Let's go to Matt Coulter on the field. He's got Eric Firestone. Matt.
Eric Firestone, first-year head coach here at Gardendale. What do you say? I mean, it's a rough game, but you're so young, you're learning.
Yeah, we're young. We continue to have guys get hurt every single week. We had a couple guys go down tonight. Okay, when you're young and inexperienced, and then you're injured as well, it's a tough night. But you know, I'm really proud of our kids. Yeah, the scoreboard doesn't show what we want, but again, they kept fighting. I didn't see. I mean, yeah, we're frustrated, but I didn't see anybody give up. I'm super proud of our kids.
You had to replace 19 starters. Is that right? Something like that?
Yes, sir. We had five kids that had any kind of starting experience on the team. We're starting 10 9th and 10th graders, and again, that's no excuse. It is what it is. It's inexperience and youth. But again, we're going to get there. We've got a lot of good tools here at Gardendale, and we're going to get there.
If it's about attitude, you're showing it.
Well, you know, again, it's frustrating. Again, the season is not what we wanted as far as record-wise. But again, the kids are awesome. The support's awesome. I'm so lucky to be here and so proud to be here.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Y'all have a good evening.
All right, Zarek Firestone after the game. Gardendale again. He gets a score at the end. The team plays better. If you look at the halftime score compared, you know, we could play that game all day. But I think Gardendale didn't give up. Started tough there in the third quarter, but they got better and got some things going. And I really thought that RPO game, like you were talking about, it started clicking.
It did, and I think maybe even more importantly, they actually got some stops in the second half. That was when starters were still in. We didn't see that. Central, I walk away from this game probably being more impressed by Central than I am being down on Gardendale.
No doubt.
And yes, Gardendale has a long way to go as well, but Central's got some explosive offensive players, and
yes.
They're going to do that to a lot of defenses. They already have. They're going to do it to a lot more by the end of this year.
All right, so here's what we're doing next week. We're going right down the road. Now we're going to go home to our families in between, if you don't mind. But we'll get back over here next Friday for Mortimer Jordan hosting Minor. Again, Minor unbeaten.
They're losing to Ramsey 29-7 late in the fourth.
They're not going to stay unbeaten. Ramsey has taken care of them at Legion Field, but still having a strong year under
absolutely.
Coach Abrams, and Mortimer Jordan will be getting an angry Minor team. Makes that game a little bit more interesting.
Very big region game for both teams. Mortimer Jordan just trying to stay alive, and Minor still has region title aspirations.
And they're going to be quite upset. So that'll be our game next Friday right here on Jeffco Ed TV. For our entire crew, and the announcers on here, Caleb Turrentine again, Chris Osborne, Matt Coulter, John Rocket making us look good with the directing, John Huddleston, our executive producer, communications director for Jeffco Ed School System, Scott Griffith saying so long from Gardendale. Again, the final, 49-14 Central, taking it to the Rockets here on Jeffco Ed TV. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next Friday.